Hello everybody, my name is CulBlu and I'll bring out this video of me playing a board game, and today I'm going to be doing a playthrough of Kartini from Darkness to Light. I may sound a little bit tired, it's mostly because I just woke up from a nap, so don't worry, I'm enthusiastic about this game, I promise. It's just woke up from a nap, so it's been a long work day. But we're going to go ahead and do, like I said, our playthrough here for Kartini from Darkness to Light. So let's go ahead and switch our camera over to our overview. And let's get moving on this one. So Kartini from Darkness to Light is a game where our entire goal is to educate the youth, more specifically educate the girls of the islands of Indonesia over here. And we're trying to take them from their aspirations that they have now to becoming teachers, politicians, patrons, and fighters for the future. So before we get going though, let me get our background music started, because you know I love my background music. Ha, thought you were getting away from it, didn't you? Didn't you? No background music escape here. All right, so we have our board mostly set up in front of us. I am going to go ahead and go through the setup. I want to try to make this as kind of comprehensive as possible, but not super exhaustive, so I might skip over a few things. I am going to be setting up here for a solo game. So if you're playing this game cooperatively, the setup is similar. If you're playing this game competitively, the setup is slightly different, so just be cautious of those two things. If you're playing solo, you can follow this exactly, and you'll be, off to a good start here. This game is a 1 to 6 player game, so just know that much. All right. So as far as everything goes, I got my rulebook down here, so I'm going to use this as my guide, and we're going to go ahead and try to move on through this. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make sure we got our board set up. So we have a few different boards to set up here. We have our map board, and we have our progress tracks. These two boards here. So here's the From Darkness to Light track, and here is the kind of Patron teacher library event board. So that's what these two boards are. These are two separate boards down here. So the modular, so you can move them around as you need to. I have mine set up like this because it just kind of fit with my table space. Although in hindsight, I could put this over there and this over there. Now, it's too late. I've already got where I set it. I've already set it where I've set it. It's too late. I said what I said. Addition to that, we're going to go ahead and give everybody their pieces. So everybody's going to have their player pieces of their principal meeple, which I'm the yellow player, but for solo, we have a special setup rule we'll talk about here shortly. So I got my principal meeple up here. Excuse me. Then next we're going to get our schools. So I got my 10 school tokens here. Mine's in a little geek token silo, geek token silo? No, it's not right. Geek box. There you go. Yeah, just geek box slim. That's what I'm looking for. Then I also have my 20 graduation hats. I have mine in the top of the geek box. My reputation marker, which is going to be this little number down here. My endowment marker, which is this little puppy right here. And then finally, we need our victory point marker, which is already up there on 0. And we do not play with the co-op player token when we're playing solo. If you are playing cooperatively, use those markers. If you're playing competitively, I think you still use the markers. Don't quote me on that, but I know for solo you don't use them at all. So I just put those back in the bag. Put those back in the box, and that's these little markers here. Orange on one side, black on the other side with an X to the hand, and yeah, those are those. Next up, we're going to set up the student rows by laying out the boards here. So I have them already set up here, mostly or partially set up. But we have the 6 different islands on the map. So we have, throughout the course of this game, there's going to be a lot of words and names. So there's going to be a lot of names that I'm probably going to struggle to pronounce. I am going to make an attempt to pronounce them, just kind of out of respect for the material out here presented to the game. But I will probably butcher them, so my apologies ahead of time. And you'll probably hear me apologize profusely throughout the entire course of this video. But I just want to be respectful and just make an attempt since the name is written. So we have the 6 different islands here. So we have Sumatra, we have Kalimantra, we have Jawa, we have Papua, Nusa, and Sulawesi. So those are 6 different islands. We have those here for the boards, and they correspond based on color. So here's Sulawesi, here's Papua, here's Papua. So it's just kind of relatively in a similar area. It's not exactly matching up 1-to-1, but doing the best we can. We're going to fill out students here later, but we're not going to do that right now. Excuse me. We're not going to do that right now, so we're just going to kind of move on because we'll come back towards the very end and do that. Next, we're going to put the pupils on the student meeples. We're going to put the pupils on the map. I already have mine pre-populated here, but we'll zoom in a little bit closer. I should probably set this up as a button. It's fine. We'll stick with what we got here. So over here we have our island, and if I move these meeples out of the way, you'll see that they have kind of an imprint on the board. It might be a little bit hard to see, pink on pink, but here's green on green. You can kind of see right there has two little meeples there. So we're just gonna fill the map up there. It should be five girls or 5 pupils for each of the islands here in Indonesia. So that's what we have set. So that's all good. Next, we're going to find a place to kind of put all the money, and I have the money all set up here in the 1s and 5s of do it. It's the denomination here, so 1s and 5s. Keep that off to the side. After that, we're going to go ahead and set our enemy cube here for co-op. So I'm playing the harder version of the co-op, which means that I must complete all of the milestones and I must beat the black cube. You can play an easier version of the co-op where you either don't have the black cube, but you do the other thing I said, which is get all the milestones, all 3, or round 1, 2, and 3 milestones. Or you can play it to where you only need to get the last milestone and there's no enemy cube, or whatever combination of those things you want. So you can play with the black cube but no requirement for milestone, so on and so forth. I'm going to make an attempt to try to beat the game with the enemy cube plus the milestone requirement. So I have to get all 3 milestones in order to win the game. But when you're playing cooperatively, you'll put that enemy cube marker on a certain spot. So for solo, I put it right here on 40, so I have it starting on 40. That just means that by the end of the game, my victory point score has to be based on the points that I would score in a co-op game, has to be on this side of the black cube, so I have to be in front of the black cube to win. So I got to be very cautious of that. Next, we're going to set up our books. So here's our books. There are going to be 2 of each here in a solo game, but there should be 12 books total offered in the game. At least in my box, I had 12 of each book. But we have the blue books, or the politician books. We have the red books, or the fighter books. And then we have the green books, or the patron books. So I have all those set there. Next up, we're going to shuffle the battle tokens, and we're going to put those on the map. So I have my battle tokens here. And the battle tokens are double-sided. One side has a reputation number. The other side has the resources that you gain from it. I'm going to try my hardest to kind of keep these secret as I flip them over. That's perfect. And every single spot you see there that has kind of like a little battle symbol or has a fighter symbol, we're going to put one of these markers. So again, I'm going to try my hardest to keep it honest and not accidentally see the things here. And these markers will range in value from 2, reputation value from 2 to 8, 8 being high, 2 being low. And 8 will have a better rewards than 2. And again, I'm just basically going through and pulling these randomly out of my hand without looking at the values here. So my apologies if it's flashing to the camera and you all have an idea of what's there. I am staring at the map board and not my hand. I'm just trying to feel for like the dip of the pieces. Now the rest of the pieces we're going to put to the side because there's going to be a phase in the game to where we're going to take that and we're going to replace some of these out here. So we're going to put those out into the board on the side and let that kind of be over there on the side. Moving on, we have that set. Moving on, we have our event deck. So we're going to take our event deck, and I'll just move our camera down. We have our event deck here. We're going to give this a good shuffle. Ooh, messed up. There we go. And we're going to give this a good shuffle. And I just put that down there. So that's my event deck. It's about as shuffle as I think I'm going to get it right now. Next, we're going to go ahead and create our hired teachers pile. We already have it here. There should be 6 of these total for each aspiration. So this is the political hired teacher. This is the fighter hired teacher. This is the patron hired teacher. There should be 6 of these. It's a 6-player game. You'll only ever need 1 hired teacher ever. So as a result of that, they only give you 1 per player. So I only need 1 of each in a solo game. That's why I only have 1 of each down here. So that's all created. Next up, we're going to go ahead and get our milestone set. So I'm playing the solo mode, which is solo mode. I play the cooperative with the cooperative milestones. There are 2 different types of milestones. There's the competitive or just milestones and then the co-op milestones. So I'll show those here because I got to shuffle and get a different one for my test game earlier. So we get this shuffle. And I'm essentially going to need 1 of each of these. So round 1 milestone is going to randomly reveal that. Round 2 milestone, I'm going to randomly reveal that. Round 3 milestone, I'm going to randomly reveal that. All right. And I'm going to put the rest of these away. Now, again, I mentioned that there's co-op milestones and there's normal milestones. Here's the normal milestones. They just say milestone on the back. The co-op ones say co-op round 1 or 2 or 3. So that's what you get there. I'll put those away because I should not need that for the rest of the game. So essentially at the end of each round though, I had to be accomplishing these milestones in order for me to pass on forward. And then these are worth a certain number of points at the end of the game. So I'll be able to get essentially 30 points from these. So if you take that into account and consider the entire board, I have to be on the positive side here on the black cube or the enemy cube. So I basically start with a 10-point deficit, assuming that I get, well, given that I have to get all 3 of these, I start with a 10-point deficit essentially. So I got to be able to overcome that with other victory points, which in a co-op game, you actually don't score a ton of different, you don't have a ton of different sources for points. So you have to be very diligent about getting your points and the ways you can get them. All right, so moving back in, we got that. We're gonna go ahead and put our From Darkness to Light marker here on the track. You do not have to play with the From Darkness to Light track. They actually say if you wanna play an easier game, you can play without it. I'm gonna play with it because it's gonna be fun. I think if you play without it, the events will happen at a certain pace or a certain clip. I don't remember what it was, but I'm gonna play with it, so we're just gonna move on. Next, we're gonna set up our student rows with some additional information. So I'm gonna zoom back out to our wide view, and we're gonna take a look at our student rows. Now, I have the -2 do it marker already set here, and there should be 8 of these in the box, but I'm putting 1 on each of the student rows on the B. And another thing to note is that the student rows, they're kind of going from center out. So A is here and E is here for this one, but A is here and E is there for Papu over here. So as a result of that, just be careful when you're putting your stuff where you need to put it. Visually, just kind of, like I said, looks nice and it's kind of spread out from the board. So just be cautious of that. Going back to here though, we have our -2 do it marker on at the spot, and now we need to fill in the rest of these spaces from C to E with the bonus token markers. And these are markers that I can gather. These are markers that I can gain throughout the course of the game by placing politicians, which will be very important in order for me to get more resources. So I have a whole handful of these here with different effects, different goodies, different benefits. And we're just gonna randomly put one on all of these here. So I'll probably get up and walk around my table here in a second. I just wanna put these ones down because I can reach them pretty easily without straining too much. And like I said, I'm just randomly placing these. I'm not trying to pay too much attention to what's going where, or trying to influence, I should say, what's going where. Just literally picking out the next thing and placing it. Okay. It's upside down. There we go. And these will give me various effects during the course of the game. Oh man, I can reach that. These will give me various effects during the course of the game, so I can try to gather those and get kind of some goodies throughout the course of the game. So close. There we go. We did it. But I should have 4 of those left over, so I'm gonna take those 4 and I'm gonna throw them out of the game because I will not need them for the rest of the game. All right, got it. Moving on from there. We are going to place our first school. So before we do place our first school, I will say that we're going to have extra resources over here to the side. I have mine on a Lazy Susan to save a little bit of space, but we have our extra pupil markers over here. So that's what these are. These are the remaining markers that we had for the battle markers. We'll need those probably shortly. Here's our money. And then the rest of this I can keep in a box, but I just keep it over here because it's out of the way. All right. I just want to point that out. So that's our resource for everything else. We need, like I said, we need the students. We need the remainder of those. Next, we're gonna go ahead and put our heroes out. I think I said school, but let's do the heroes first. So here's our heroes. The heroes are gonna be special students, and the heroes, some of them are double-sided, others aren't. I think there are 6 heroes that can become teachers, or is it 5? That's 1, 2, 4? 1, 2, 3, only 4, wow. Okay. Well, we have 4 hero students that can become teachers, so they're double-sided. The rest of them should not be double-sided, and that's fine. We're just gonna give us as good of a shuffle as we can without revealing too much information. I think it's like 19 of these cards. And then we're gonna place it here right next to our hired teachers and place out 4. And we're gonna have 5 options to choose from. As in the top of the deck is revealed, and we can choose to register that hero student, which we'll talk more about the actions as we go. But for right now, just know that this is all here and available for me. Should I choose to pull a student from there? All right. Now, additionally, I didn't really talk about my player board because it was not on camera. But let's go ahead and talk about it here. If I bring the camera over here, this is my second camera. I'll have an overlay set up so where this is going to be visible. But for here, this is my player board. Everyone's going to have their own player board. I'm playing solo, so I got one. And you can see here I'm playing the yellow player. I'm going to have my endowment and my reputation kept track of down here. I'm also going to have my various classrooms. So classroom for politicians, classroom for fighters, classroom for patrons down here. I'm also going to have my schoolyard, which is like my reserve for where my students are going to come from that I need to be able to, or my pupils are going to come from that I need to be able to fulfill the student requirements. My library goes here where I'll store my books, and then bonus tokens will be kept up here. So it's a pretty straightforward board down here. Not a ton going on, but just know that I'm playing the yellow player because that's going to be relevant over here. So let's get our camera placed. Yeah, so over here, I need to place my initial school. So again, we are opening schools and we're trying to educate the youth here, educate the girls. And I'm going to choose where I put my school. Now, wherever I put my school, you'll notice that each island has 3 segments, and I will always place my school on the border, as in the middle, between 2 different regions. Now, if you're playing a multiplayer game, this is a lot more relevant, but every border can hold 6 schools. So what I mean by that is that every island can have a lot of schools on them. Let me go back in the rulebook and double check, because I read something earlier that made me think I might have been playing something wrong. One second. All right, so it says place the school on a border to a new region. The school now has access to the 2 regions next to it. Then recruit all the pupils in school. There can be multiple schools bordering a region, but only 1 school per color. From now on, the player has access to the new island's student rows and the pupils in the new school's region. All right, yeah. So my reading on that. It says it out specifically here on page 12 in the rulebook. 7b, it says, under 7b, it says there can be multiple schools bordering a region, but only 1 school per color. So as a result of that, it sounds like you can only have 1 school per region. I'll double check the rulebook. Again, this is something I kind of saw at a glance here from the forums. I think it's saying that you can only have 1 school per island, 1 school per player per island, which I think is going to be very impactful. Because if you can only have 1 school per region, that means that if I build another school here, then I'll have too many schools. So that means I can only build 1 school per island. So it's a little bit weird because you have 10 schools. So I'm led to believe that I can put 10 schools down. So you know what? Okay. I'll make a call now. I don't know what the official rule is, but the way I'm going to be playing at this game, especially since I'm playing solo, is I'm going to play it to where I can have 2 schools in the same region, service in the same region. So this is perfectly fine at some point in the game. Whenever I do a proper build school action, that's how I'm going to play it. Please check the rules, please check the forums, and I'll try to get some clarification later, or see if I can try to find where people were talking about that previously. But yeah, in the rulebook, it kind of specifies or implies that you can only have 1 school per region. Therefore, when I have 10 markers, I only need 6, so it's a little bit confusing. So yeah, all right. Moving on from there, I'm gonna play it to where I can use all 10 schools, is what I'm trying to say. Not that I think I'll use all 10 schools, but I'm gonna play it that way. It makes it a little bit more challenging for me too. So cool. Turning up the difficulty. Anyway, so when I place a school, I'm gonna gain pupils from that particular school, from one of those 2 regions. And when I gain the pupils, I'm taking all the pupils and I'm putting them on my board. So actually, let's go ahead and bring up our multi-view here. And so we have my board, my player board is down here in this little window, just so you can kind of have a view of it the whole entire game. So you can kind of see what's going on the board. I now have 2 yellow pupils on that spot. And when playing multiplayer, everybody will have 1 school on their island on their home island color. But when I'm playing solo, and this is only when I'm playing solo, I'm going to place a 2nd school. Now I can place a 2nd school wherever I want. I don't have any specific preferences. I guess maybe just for reach on the table. Actually, I probably do have preferences. Let me look at the map. So I'm trying to make a decision based on which of these politician markers might I want earlier on. And looking around, I don't think I care too much for any of the politician markers. I guess pink. Pink might be some reasonable politician markerage. So I could also go for green. Yeah, I think pink is going to be a good tie-in here. So we're going to go with pink. So we're going to put our school over here. And then we're going to take these 2 students. And now we have 4 students available, which may or may not bite me in the butt later, but I want to hope that I have the things that I need to do what I need to do. Let's just say it that way. All right, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed this doesn't backfire. But yeah, you know, who doesn't want a little blowback in their strategies here? Okay, so we have our school set. The additional thing is whenever I open a school on an island, the first person to open a school on the island will cause this to happen in a multiplayer game. But for a solo game, I got to open a school on the island to get the girls to actually show up. But because I have a school on the yellow island of Java, I'm going to bring out 2 students. So let me shuffle these because I did not shuffle these earlier. There's 6 different decks off to the side. There's 22 cards in each one. The students, the girls, they'll have a student side and they'll have an adult side or a teacher side. All the basic students can become teachers, and the heroes, only certain one of those can become teachers, but the heroes have some kind of special ability or power, so they end up being more expensive. I'm just info dumping now since I'm just shuffling cards here. So as a result of that, the generic students, the generic girls, they tend to be, I guess cheaper is what I was looking for, so they're more likely to be cheaper. Like all heroes are 3 books or more, which is a little bit expensive. Whereas all of the other girls can be anywhere between 1 to 2 books. And that means that the cost varies greatly for them. So there's some incentive though, because heroes will usually give you, like I said, a powerful ability. And sometimes they can give you more money or more points. And matter of fact, if you look at just a quick thing here, this will explain this while I'm shuffling. While I'm holding this deck of cards. This here is a symbol that says when you graduate a hero, you gain $2. So that's if I have that bonus token, I get that effect. In contrast, if I graduate a teacher, I get $1. If I graduate a politician, I get $1. So as you can see, heroes are kind of impactful, or very impactful to the game. And the heroes are actually represented by historical figures that existed in Indonesia's past. The rulebook has a lot of information about each hero. And the heroes are named. Speaking of which, all the students, the girls, they do have names, despite them being just generic cards. But all the heroes have kind of first, middle, and last names, depending on who the person was or who the figure was. And it has some blurbs, it has some text about them at the bottom. We'll talk about this a lot in the first round, but I'm just going to info dump now since, like I said, I am shuffling cards, trying to pass the time here. Just passing the time. Okay. So that's all shuffled. Now that I've done that, we're going to pull our students. So we have 2 schools open. We need 2 students here, 2 students here. I can unlock additional students by getting politicians to advocate for schools to be open in those areas. It'll make them cheaper for me to pull those students, and it'll also give me more options and also give me some bonus tiles. So as a result of that, my initial starting spread is going to be this. So I have these 4 students available, and you'll notice that I have 4 pupils here. There's 4 students out here, so theoretically I could try to pull all those students, but we'll see how it pans out as I play the game. All right, the last thing I need to do before I can actually start the game and explain more of the game to y'all is that I need to get my starting resources. So my starting, that's not what I want to do. So my starting resources, there's Kartini cards, or Kartini's letters. Kartini is a historical figure. I forgot her full name. I think it's like Anne, Raiden Ang Kartini, Aying, A-I-E-N-G, Raiden Ang Kartini. She's the person whose name who this game is named after. I was like, whose namesake is this game, but I don't know if I'm using that properly. But yeah, in this game, we are essentially managing the schools from the girls at the different islands in Indonesia, so they can become students and graduate. I'm just reading the blurb here. Graduates, become politicians, fighters, patrons, and teachers to further advance the education for women and supporting the push for the nation's eventual independence from the Dutch colonialism. Players are going to gain points by strategically managing their money, their duets, reputation, endowment, books, and help as many pupils or girls as possible to graduate from school, from their schools to become women that will lead and all other stuff. I added that last little bit. And then it's played over 3 rounds, you score points and all that fun stuff. Okay, so Kartini is, like I said, named person. We're going to shuffle these. There's going to be Kartini letters. In a solo game, and I think in a cooperative game too, we only care about one side of this, which is our starting resources, and then we're going to throw this card away. But if you're playing a competitive game, this will also give you some additional scoring conditions down here to score some more victory points. Again, in a cooperative game or solo game, we're just only using this side. Actually, I'm gonna speak for a solo game. I can't speak for a cooperative game. So check the rules about the cooperative game if this gives you additional points. I think the answer is no, but that's just what that's just my assumptions there. So I'm gonna look at these 2 cards. Up here we have some inspirational text from Kartini herself, based on her writings and stuff. And oh my gosh, there's a gnat. I know you saw it. You saw it, right? No, there's gnats. I'm being infested by gnats. Oh my gosh, I see it. Wait, the fly swatter. Haha. Sorry, I just made it, took an adventure here. I got my electric fly swatter here. I just don't see the gnat anymore. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. All right, sorry. Let me get back to our focus before I was so rudely interrupted by a gnat. So I got to choose my starting resources. The resources that are listed here on this card are books, money, reputation, and endowment. Endowment will determine how much money I get per round, and it'll also be a resource I can spend to hire some of the temporary teachers. Reputation determines where my reputation starts. I usually need more reputation to kind of get better rewards whenever I graduate a student. Money is just money. I use it to buy books. I use it to unlock the students that are in the to pay the cost for unlocking students in different places and pay for other costs. And then finally, books. Books are very valuable. I do need books to be able to graduate the students to begin with. So I might go ahead and start with the 2 books. I'm a little torn because I think, so each book is books. I didn't talk about this earlier, but I'll talk about it here. If we look at our board over here, one of the actions I can take is to gather books, and it costs $2 per book. So if we're taking just the raw value of things, this is $8 worth of stuff, or this is $9 worth of stuff. These are both $9 worth of stuff. Actually, in that case, that's not true. No, it is true. Yeah, these are both $9 worth of stuff. Interesting. I suppose I'm okay with starting with the lower reputation then. Well, let me see what our initial stuff is. So my first milestone, and I'll explain a little bit of this as I go along. The first round usually goes somewhat quickly, and the second and third round take a lot longer. But with me explaining, it might take a little bit longer too. So just kind of hang out and just kind of bear with me if you don't mind. Sorry, hello Legends DM, hello, welcome. Sorry, I do live stream here on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/CulBlu. That's CULBLU. So feel free to check me out there. Hello Legends DM. Yes. These are the tongs here. No, actually, these are tweezers. I'm sorry, these are tweezers. These are not tongs. Yeah, these are tweezers. Very, very like scientifically different. But as far as everything goes, though, I do need to accomplish these goals. So because of that, I can look at this first objective and kind of see what it's asking me to do. And it just wants me to have at least one graduated teacher. So as a result of that, it should be pretty straightforward for me to do. And I'm not looking at anything super challenging. So as a result of that, I can kind of ignore that one. This one here, because I'll probably have a graduated teacher, is what I'm trying to say. Here for this one, round 2's goal, I need to have at least X patrons in the third cluster. Just one, and it's really easy. Okay, well, I'm not worried about that one either. This last one, unity and diversity. I feel like I get this one every single time I play this game. But I need to have at least 3 of each. 3 heroes, 3 teachers, 3 fighters, 3 patrons, and 3 politicians. Graduate per player. That's going to take me a lot longer to get. So really, I don't need to pay attention to round 1 and round 2. I'm going to do those things already. And this last one is going to be the one to build to. So knowing all that information, that can inform me on what I might need or what I might want to take resource-wise. So getting 2 books might be valuable if I need to get some quick graduations done. But again, 9 value versus 9 value is the same in both. So I think I'm going to take the 9 value of 2 books, 5 do it, and then 2 reputation. So I can have a little bit easier start on the reputation side. And now I got my board all set. And I also need to decide what books I need to get. So in order to make that decision, I'm going to look amongst the board, and the students that are in this column A, they're going to be free for me to register or pull into my school. The students that are in the second column B right now, they're going to cost me $2 extra. So I want to try to avoid that if I can. So as a result of that, I'm not really looking to the students in the $2 column yet. And I'm also paying attention to our heroes, because if there's any early heroes that might have a really good power, I could try to invest in getting that hero out, and that will help me get kind of a good head start. And I actually think there is a good one. There's a patron hero here, so let's zoom in on this and talk about it. So as I mentioned before, the heroes, they'll usually have some kind of power, and they usually end up being pretty strong. And the heroes are also named characters, named persons in history. So I'm going to zoom in pretty close here so we can actually get a read on these cards. So my camera can actually give us the opportunity to enjoy the text here. So at the bottom here is going to be some history text, some historical text about the various figures. Up here is going to be the name. So this is Naya Ahmad Dalan. Yeah, Dalan. She's a hero student, and as you see, she has a symbol here. So this symbol here means that her aspiration for a hero is to be a teacher. Her aspiration here for this student is to be a fighter, and this is a teacher of the patron side. So we'll talk about the teachers here in a second. So let me just focus back over here. What I'm trying to point out is that I can have an early teacher, and she's actually really cool because she makes it to where anytime that there's a student that's graduating that she's teaching, once she becomes a teacher in the future, then I get a -1 book reduction for the type of books for patrons, which is the green book, but the student still has to pay at least 1 book. So that means that anytime I have a student who's a double green book, I can reduce it by 1, save a lot of money over time, and then kind of get an easier graduation. The drawback is, I said before, heroes are a little bit expensive, or quite expensive. Generally speaking, heroes are going to be 3 books to educate, and this one's 3 books and lose 1 endowment. But she allows me to do something really cool here. So because of this, she's more expensive book-wise. So I need 4 books. I need 2 green books and then 2 of any other kind of books. That's what that gray symbol there means. So as a result of that, I would like to maybe try to get her out. Now I'm going to zoom out a little bit and try to focus on the student next to her, which is Marie Thomas, because her ability is really strong too. There are 3 different types of abilities here for heroes. There are continuous abilities that will happen as the wrong button. Sorry, I was trying to get it focused. There are continuous abilities that will happen here as the student is active. There are active abilities or activate abilities, which will have an A here in this spot instead of the little continuous symbol. And the A just basically means I need to tap the card. I need to tap the hero in order to use the ability. They usually end up being pretty strong abilities, but it's a once per round. And then finally, there's also immediate abilities, which are just exclamation marks. It gives me like 1 big, really good effect, but it's a 1 and done. And there's some other rules about heroes that I'm gonna label now. And that rule is that I can only have 3 active heroes at any given time. So what that means is that if I have let's say I have all 3 of these heroes, they're all graduated, I have them to the side, and I'm taking into account their effects and benefiting from their effects. If I were to get a 3rd or get a 4th hero and graduate that hero, no matter what kind of effects, no matter if it's a immediate 1 and done, no matter if it's a continuous working in the background, or no matter if it's I must tap the ability, I must tap the hero to use their once per round ability, I can only have 3 active at a time. So when I graduate that hero, that 4th hero, and I have 3 active already, then I must decide at that time if I want to retire any of the 3 heroes here or take the one that's graduating and not use their special ability. So that goes a long way to say that I have to be very mindful of how many hero abilities I have cycling throughout the course of the game, because I can only have 3 active. And once they're inactivated, once they're deactivated, then I can never reactivate that same hero for the rest of the game. So having this hero early on might be reasonable, because she gives me like a really good passive ability, especially for round 1, which is whenever I pass, I gain 1 free book and $2 extra in addition to the reward I get for passing that round. That's super strong. So while I really want to get this hero, I might want to also get this hero. Maybe I'll try to do both. I don't know. I'm a little bit torn. The benefit is that she's also a patron, so she'll set me up for round 2 anyway. Because when she graduates, she's going to become a patron. And one of the goals, one of my milestones here, is I've got to have a patron in the 3rd cluster. So if I can get her into the 3rd cluster early, which is going to cost me 5 reputation, then I can do that. But again, I got a lot of things running at the same time. I haven't explained much of the game yet, so my apologies for getting a little bit too deep. But I'm taking all this into consideration for my build. So knowing all the things that I just said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to hire this student first. So I'm going to try to graduate this student first. After I went through all that, I'm trying to graduate this student first, and then I'm going to try to graduate. I'm trying to graduate Naya first, so she can become a teacher, and I have her as a permanent resource for the rest of the game. and then I'm going to try to hire Marie afterwards. So we'll talk about it on the overview, but I just wanted to kind of talk through my logic as far as why I'm choosing the books I'm choosing. So knowing that information, I got my money, I got my starting reputation, I got my I got my endowments. I'm going to gain the 2 books, so I'm taking 2 green books and putting that over here on my board, and now I'm ready to start the game. So most of the strategizing I've kind of already done. I'm pretty committed to getting Maria Thomas as a hero out here on the board. I could make a detour and try to go for another student, and all things considered, I think I will do that anyway. So, okay. So we're going to do a few things, and it's going to take us a little bit, but I think I should have enough resources to do what I'm about to do. So we're going to try it. We are going to try it. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and bring up our board here. This is going to be our player aid. This is the same player that the game comes with, which is double-sided. One side has the list of actions that you can take during the course of the game, and at the bottom it has a reference for all the symbols. And on the other side, it has a graduation track, which is going to be extremely important for us. We're going to be using this throughout the course of the game, and you'll see this flash on the screen a number of times. But what I have here is I just basically photocopied this onto my with my printer. Just the boards lined up like this. So it's just basically 2 different boards, front and back, covering up the symbol reference because I don't really need that. And I have it here so we can actually read it while I'm live streaming, so I don't have to worry about the quality of the camera and everything. All right, so now that I've explained all those things and info dumped accordingly, let's continue with our first turn. Now, turns work very rapidly in this game. When you're playing a multiplayer game, you take a turn of one of those actions up there in the action phase up top, where it says 1 action phase, and turns go very fast. So when you're playing solo, it's easy to kind of have your turns blend from one to the other because you're the only person active, you're the only person playing, and I'll be playing my turns forever until I pass. So as a result of that, I'll try to slow down a little bit in the beginning to call out my turns more specifically, but as we get to round 2 and round 3, you'll probably hear me just say, okay, I'm doing this turn, this turn, this turn, this turn, and then we'll keep moving through things, because again, the turns are very short in this game, which is good for downtime, but you know, a little bit jarring if you don't know what's going on in the game yet. So starting off on the board, we're going to go ahead and take our first action. We have all these actions we can choose from. We're going to take the very first action just because we can. We're going to hire a teacher. So the reason why we need to hire a teacher is because in order for us to do that grand action over here of graduating a student, I got to have a teacher in the classroom. I do not have any teachers. I can have students become teachers later, but they still need to be taught by somebody initially. So that's where we come in with our starting teachers over here. Our starting teachers, we are going to need to pull one of these teachers in here. And because we're going to go ahead and just kind of go for a patron strat, I don't really want to call it a patron strat, but I'm just going to call it a patron strat. We're going to go ahead and hire Boo Sonia here. So Boo Sonia is going to be hired. In order to hire her, we need to pay either $1 or 1 endowment. Now remember, endowments, I don't know if I explained this before, but endowment's going to control how much money I get back at the start of round, or at the end of round 1. So after I pass, I'm going to generate money based on what my endowment level is. So I don't want to burn all my endowment if I can help it. But honestly, with the strategy I'm going to go with, I'm probably going to be maxed on endowment for the rest of the game. So at least I feel like I'm going to be. So we're going to go ahead and pay 1 endowment to hire Boo Sonia because that should be all we really need right now. So she's going to go into the classroom for patrons because she's a patron teacher. Notice that the symbol matches that. And we're done. So now we're done with that. We're going to go ahead and move over back into our main board. And that was action 1. Action number 2 for us is that we are going to register students. So we're going to register a student. So what we're going to do is we are going to look at our board over here, look at our available students that are aspiring, that want to go to our school, that want to learn from us, that are yearning for education. And we're going to pull a student. We're going to pull this student here. She costs $0 to register because she's in column A. And we're going to bring her into her corresponding area here on the board. So bring this back over here. She's a student, so we're going to pull her in here. Now, a few things are very important to pay attention to. This is much more relevant in a multiplayer game than it is in a solo game. But before I can pull this student, before I can register the student into my school, I must have a pupil meeple that matches her color. So in this case, I do. So therefore, I take one of these and I will just put it there. That's a requirement. I must have that before I can pull it there. And the second thing is that this is going to be her cost to graduate. So I don't have to fill this box in yet over here for the books, but I have the books, so I'm just going to put it there as by choice. It just kind of helps me keep track of it a little bit easier. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, and that's all done. So that was the entire action of register a student. I know it says register students with an S. Let me double check the rule book. I think you can only pull one, but if you can pull multiple, I will probably do that because I already know what the hero is that I'm going to try to take. So I'm just checking the rule book just to kind of get some confirmation here. Yep. Okay, I see. So the requirements for me to register a student are that I must have a school on the island before I can register a student, whether I have a matching pupil or not. And then I also must have a matching pupil. That's important to know. Cool, thank you for confirming that. And as far as everything else is concerned, the student herself, she is, it's a register student in the rulebook, for register students with an S on the player aid. So it's a single student. I just want to clarify that from the rulebook. It's a single student. Okay, all right, cool. So ignore the typo there. Okay, so continuing, we've registered a student, so we're good. Now we're gonna go and take our next action, which is gonna be our first graduate. So we're gonna go ahead and graduate a student. So we're gonna do the graduation here for Amara. Amara is going to graduate. Woo! So in order for us to graduate, we have a few things to check for. First of all, do we have a student to graduate? The answer is yes, we have a student available. The next thing is, do we have the book resources necessary or the cost necessary? The answer is yes, we got a book. And the last thing is, do we have a pupil on them? The answer is yes, because we needed a pupil to even put her in our school. Oh, sorry, that's not the last one. The last one is, do we have a teacher in that aspiration? So this student is aspiring to become a patron. We have a patron teacher here, so we have yes on that one. We got the book we needed. She needs only just one green book, so we got a green book there. And then also we have her pupil meeple there. So now we get to partake in the action of graduate. So graduation is going to be that whole section down here, over here with all this stuff. We're going to follow specifically this one here, this green track, because we're graduating a Patreon. This is going to be our first student that we're graduating. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to pay the requirements. So we're going to pay the single book requirement. It's going to go back into the main library up there. So it's going to go back up here. And we'll keep cycling the same books throughout the course of the game. Next, we're going to gain 1 reputation. If it's a hero, we're going to gain 2 reputations, so we just get 1. Then next, we're gonna discard her to our personal graduation pile. So we're just gonna make a graduation pile here, and that's gonna just represent students that we've graduated. So that's fine. Next, we're gonna take one of our graduation hats, and we're gonna take the pupil meeple, and we're gonna put the pupil meeple on top of the graduation hat, so it can show that our player colors. That's our patron that we're graduating, but it's a patron of the pink color. Not that it becomes super relevant later, but it's just a thing. And then afterwards, we're going to put her on her respective board. So her respective board is going to be here for the patron board. If it were a teacher, we would put her on the teacher board. If she were going to be a politician, we put her on the politician side, wherever that needs to go. And if she was a fighter, we put her in the fighter area. But for right now, we're going to go in the patron area. And the patron area has 3 different sections here. So cluster 1, cluster 2, cluster 3. And these clusters are gated by reputation. So we're going to need to look at our reputation to decide if we where we can go. So if we go back over to our player board, you'll see that our reputation is currently at 3. So at this time, we can put Amara in cluster 1 or cluster 2. We do not have enough reputation to get to cluster 3. And when I do place her in the cluster, it doesn't spend the reputation. It just means that my school's prestigious enough to get access to these extra resources. Which is perfect, because what I can do is I can put her instead of cluster 2, I can get my endowment back, I can get my book back, and I can prepare for my next few turns. Now the question is, do I want money or do I want the books? And I think if I go for the money, I can have a little bit more pull here. So I'm going to go for this one, and my reward for that is I'm going to get 1 victory point. This symbol is the victory point symbol. I'm going to get 2 endowment and $3. So I'm going to grab my $3 here. And to clarify, I'm putting her here, but I just moved her to the side so we can look at it. So I got my $3. I'm going to go ahead and gain my 1 victory point. Woo, 1 victory point. And then finally, I'm going to gain 2 endowment. So I now have 5 endowment, which is great for me. Okay, so I'm all done. So she's graduated. She's giving me all the rewards that she's going to come with, the Patreon bonuses based on what spot I chose. And then next, we're going to do our event bonuses, or our event bonus tokens and hero modifiers. We have no events active right now, so that's nothing. We have no bonus tokens here on our board, so that's nothing. And we have no hero modifiers because we have no heroes yet that have graduated for us, so that's also blank as well. So therefore, we're all done with that. Now we're going to advance our lantern from on the darkness to light track, and it's going to land on this first spot for an event. So that means that we're going to get an event here. So let's go ahead and zoom all the way in. And we're going to draw our first event. Oh, there's my hair. So we're going to draw our first event, and it's going to be that event. Now, when we draw an event, there's going to be a few pieces of information, a few things that are important. When playing co-op, you will need to pay attention to this black box. This means that we're going to move the enemy cube that many spaces. So I'm going to move the enemy cube from 40 to 46, because I'm moving it 6 spaces forward. It just means it's going to be a little bit harder for me to win the game. I need to be paying attention to that as I go. Additionally, we're going to get some kind of impact down here. This impact down here says that graduating hero students requires 1 less book, which is great. It's 1 less grade book specifically, not 1 less book, which is great. So that means that hero's a little bit cheaper for me to graduate right now. And the name of the card is subsidizing sponsors. Now this effect here is going to be the event part that was talked about earlier when I graduate a student. That's going to trigger that every time I graduate a Patron student, I'm going to gain 1 endowment. And if I'm maxed out on endowment, then I don't gain anything else. So it's actually really good because I'm already going to go kind of a Patron heavy strat right now. So this is actually looking up for me. So we're good. So that was our first graduate. We did all those exciting things. That was 3 actions. Action number 1 was to hire a teacher. Action number 2 was to register the student, and action number 3 was to graduate the student. So now I'm on to my next set of actions here. And notice that the teacher is not expended. The teacher is not expended once you graduate a student, or when a student graduates from there. So that's important to keep in mind. Now, the question is, what order do I want to do this in? Because I want to get Marie Thomas, but I also want to get Naya Dalla Dalan. I want to get Nyla Dalan as a teacher as well. I think I want to go ahead and graduate her and get her set as a teacher, because if I get Naya set up, then I don't have to worry about goal 1 anymore, and I also don't really have to worry about goal 2 once I get Marie out. The question is, will I have enough resources to do both? The answer should be yes, because I got plenty of money based on my actions that I've taken. So we're going to go ahead and register a student. So we're doing a register student action, and we're going to register a hero. Now, when we register a hero, we have to make sure to put the hero in the aspiration that we need to. We're going to put her in the patron aspiration because she's going to become a teacher. She can become a teacher in the politician, the fighter area, or the patron area. But if I put her in the patron area and she graduates from there, she becomes a patron teacher. So that's important. So her ability will only trigger for patron students anyway that are being taught patron things. So therefore, I'm going to make her in that area. And registering a hero is just the same as registering a normal student, except for heroes are color agnostic. So she doesn't really care what colors use for her. So as a result of that, I'm just going to pull a yellow meeple and put it there, because we still need to have a pupil meeple for. And then as far as the books are concerned, I need to collect those books. But keep in mind, because of our event that we have active right now, I pay 1 less gray book. So I really only need 2 more books. I need 1 more green book and 1 book of a different color. And then I'll be all set. So that's all done. I've registered a student. So now we're going to move over to our next turn. We are going to go ahead and gather books. I am going to spend the money. I'm going to go over here into our library, into Bali Pustaki, or sorry, Bali Pustaka. I think I pronounced that right. I was going to call it the library. And we're going to go ahead and get ourselves See, I don't have to get 3 books. I can just get 2 books and then do this action again later. So I'm going to grab myself 2 books. So we're going to spend $4 total. And we're going to grab ourselves a green book and we'll grab a blue book. Actually, let's grab a red book. It doesn't matter what color the other book is. All right, so we're all done with that. So now that we're done with that, we're going to move into our next action, which our next action is we're actually going to graduate again. So we're going to go back down here. We're going to put all of our books on our hero student. And again, we get a one any book discount anyway for hero students. So this is actually pretty good. And now we're going to go ahead and follow this track. We are graduating her as a teacher, not as a patron, but as a teacher. So we're going to follow this track, not that track, this track. So we're going to start by paying the requirements. So for this hero, we pay the requirements of the books. We only need 3 of these books out of 4 because of our discount for the events. Very fortuitous indeed. Then next, we're going to gain 2 reputation because she is a teacher, or she's a hero. So 1, 2. All right. And then we're going to flip her teacher card, like so. And now she's a teacher. And notice that she can kind of be on any side, but if we have her as a patron teacher, she'll give us that discount that we want. So therefore, we're all good. And then we will put her pupil on a hat, like normal. And then we'll place her in her respective spot. So the respective spot for teachers will be the Teachers Association over here. Teachers Association of Indonesia, so we'll put her there. And she will give me the gift of a book that matches her profession. So she actually gives me a green book back, which is actually very convenient because I was going to get another patron student anyway. All right, so feeling pretty good. So we got our reward, and now we're also going to gain points from our card. She's going to give us 4 victory points, so I will gain those. So here we are, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're at 5 victory points now, feeling pretty good. And then finally, we're going to trigger the events. The event says anytime we graduate a patron, we get 1 endowment. We did not graduate a patron. We graduated a teacher. We graduated a teacher who is of the Patreon type, but it's not the same as graduating patron, so that does not trigger. So that's all fine. Bonus tokens, we have none. Hero modifiers. Her hero modifier is that if this hero teaches patron, then students require 1 less book, but still at least 1 green book. 1 less green book, but it still requires at least 1 green book. So therefore, she does not trigger on herself on that for that specific ability. And now we advance the marker from darkness to light, and that's it. So we're done. So we're already moving on. Also, when I registered that hero student, I should have filled this back up. I forgot to do that, but I've caught up now. Okay, all right. So looks like we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. I think we're moving well on our way to a good, healthy start. We've already achieved our milestone, so we will be able to collect that because we've graduated a patron. We can actually take our next action for this first round and actually accomplish our round two milestone, which means that we can focus round 2 on whatever we want. So I think I want that flexibility. So we'll go ahead and take advantage of that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and register a student. We're going to pull another hero student. We're going to pull Maria Thomas that we talked about earlier because she's going to become a patron, and we put her in the school. We're going to choose one of the students. We're going to choose let's choose the yellow student. Let's choose a pink one. All right, and now we're going to go ahead and gather some more books. So we're going to spend $4 to gather books. We're going to gather a red and a green. Now keep in mind that a red and a blue. Almost grabbed the wrong books. That would have been devastating. Like so. And, what? How did I? Somehow I still grabbed a red and a green. That was weird. Oh my gosh, what is happening? There we go. All right, we're good. I did not grab a red. That's what happened. Colors are killing me. I'm getting cooked here. All right, so now we're done with that. We're gonna go ahead and graduate her as our next action. So she's gonna graduate. We got the 3 books necessary, so we're paying the cost of a green book, a red book, and a blue book. She does not get the 1 book discount because keep in mind this ability is essentially for double green book, double patron book cost. So unfortunately, the ability from Naya does not trigger. So we just have to do it the old-fashioned way. So we've graduated her as a patron, so we're following the patron track. Like I said, we're just going to do a lot of patron stuff early, and then we're probably going to focus on the other 2 later because we do need to get those eventually. We're going to move her over to the graduation pile. We're going to gain our 2 reputation. 1, 2. So we're at 7 already. Feeling pretty good. Then next up, what else is happening? We're going to move her pupil to a hat. And then we're going to put her in a patron spot. Now, here's where I need to be very cautious, because what I want to do is I don't want to have any students left in my school. So I need to graduate this yellow student, this yellow pupil, because if I have a pupil left, it will cost me to lose 1 reputation. It's not the end of the world, but it also doesn't feel good. So the question is, what is the other kind of pupil that I want to have? If I get a fighter, then the other pupil is going to open up another school. It's going to give me more students and possibly some more resources. So I don't think I want a fighter right now. It's a little bit too late for me to get a fighter. If I get a politician, it'll give me a marker, a bonus token marker, and I can kind of use that to give me some more benefits later on in the game, in addition to some points immediately. So that could be pretty good too. And also give me more student options. And then the last one is if I get another patron. I can do some more patron stuff. Again, I need 3 of each anyway, so I might as well get it early. So I'm going to take her as a patron, and I'm going to put her in a spot such that I can get kind of the student that I want. Now, one of the interesting things here is that I have this student is the one I'm kind of eyeing right now, and for Jannar, which is what her name is here. For Jannar, she wants 2 of any book, and she can become whatever aspiration that I put her in the classroom of, which in this case, we're probably patron, because I don't have any other I don't have any other type of teachers. I could hire like Boo Karina or Boo Fiercia. And if I hire them, I can get a politician or I can get a fighter respectively. But we already established I don't want a fighter right now, so a politician is my other option. And the benefit of that is I can start working towards. Let me move this out of the way. I can start working towards getting my $2 per hero marker that I kind of want, because it gives me some money regeneration. I don't think there's anything else super attractive out here. I guess this one is $1 per politician, but that's kind of far in. This one's $1 per patron. Yeah, honestly, I think maybe $1 per teacher might be worth it. So I can put her here and then gain that marker and then gain that, but I won't gain any super useful benefits because I don't have a school in the Green Island, which is kind of my problem here. How many more heroes do I think I'm going to get is kind of the bigger question. Because this is going to be my second hero. All right, you know what? I'm going to get her as a patron so I can get this other goal done. We're going to get her as a patron, and we're not going to worry about too hardcore. So we're going to put her in any of these spots here. I am going to get some fighters later game. So therefore, I want to keep the fighter spot open. So I'm going to put her here. She's going to give me 1 victory point in a green and a blue book. And I can put her in cluster 3 because my reputation's at 7. It needs to be 5 or higher, so we're fine. So I gained a green and a blue book. I'm going to gain 1 victory point as well. Now, actually, hold on. Let me take it back. Let me reverse that. Put that in reverse, Terry. Hold on. Because alternatively, I could gain money and endowment. No, that's being too greedy. Yeah, that's being excessively greedy. I don't have enough books, and I think, actually, okay, hold on. Now, I don't know what the absolute reading is on this one, but I was gonna bring Jannar over here for a second so we can look at this. So the effect here for Naya is that students require -1 green book, but still at least 1 green book. Now, if I have Jannar become double green book, because it can be any book. So if I have it be double green book, then that means I can take advantage of this reduction, which is how I'm going to read it because it's going to benefit me here. But I don't know if it has to be officially the student needs a green book and that's when the ability triggers, or if it's just if I make those two books of any kind both green books, then I get the reduction. So I want to read that as I get the reduction afterwards. So knowing that, I'm going to take the more greedy route over here on the track over here. And instead of taking out the book resources that I'll probably need for later, I'm going to go ahead and try to go for the extra money in the endowment, because the extra endowment is going to give me more money for next round, and round 2 can be pretty explosive for me, so that'll be pretty neat overall. So I'm going to go ahead and go for this one, which is 1 victory point, 1 endowment, and $2. So we're going to get 1 victory point. So we're going from 5 to 6 on the victory point track. We're going to get $1. $2. And we're going to get 1 endowment. And then that I think is going to set us up for some good stuff. So I could have gotten one of these bigger ones. Oh, actually. Oh, I can get 4. Okay, nope, I lied. We're doing this one. We're getting $4. That's even better. I might be able to do more. Heck yeah. All right. Okay, I'll do it. Yeah. Screw it. We'll do it live. Okay. Oh yeah. That I think is better. We get $4, 1 victory point, 1 endowment. So it's basically the same thing except for I get $2 extra. Yeah. All right. Well, happy about that. So that is that. Now we go back over to our chart here, and we've placed our student. We've got our bonuses. Now we're going to do our event card, which is if we graduate. Our event card is if we graduate a patron, which we just did. We get 1 endowment. So that's even more for us. So I'm at 7 endowment. I'm gonna have so much money next round 2. Now we do our bonus tokens. We have none. Then we do our hero modifiers. We have a hero modifier, so I'm gonna keep her over here to the side. And her hero modifier is when you pass, you gain the, well, that doesn't count. So we ignore that. All right, that doesn't trigger right now. And then finally, we advance from darkness to light track. So let me bring that back up. Yeah, there we go. We advance it from darkness to light track, so we move over. We have 3 students graduated. We have 3 steps in our from darkness to light track, so we're all good. And that's it. I think we did pretty good. I think I did pretty good, to the point where we can actually graduate one more student with room to grow. If I had some extra money, I could even get her there. So if I get her as a Patreon, which gives me my 3rd goal, or which gives me my main goal of getting round 3, gets that goal done. So if I graduate Jannar as a Patreon, then that gets me some good flexibility for the rest of the game. And I can also get even more resources to possibly even get another type of student. Oh my gosh, man, I got so much flexibility here. I'm not used to having all this flexibility. This is kind of wild to me. Okay, so we're gonna commit to that. One of the things I'm gonna run into though is I need another student. And I think if you look at the board up here, I have schools where there's 2 students on each side, so I can either grab 2 students or grab 2 students. And that's not convenient for me. I only need 1 student, not 2 students. And if I have a leftover student at the end of the round, like I said before, I'll end up losing a reputation, which honestly at this point, I don't really care because my reputation is going to be maxed out anyway after I graduate student. So yeah, it's an inconsequential drawback. It's not going to cause me too much issue. As long as I don't get another event, it's going to kind of hose me over. So as a result of that, just kind of playing with fate here, we're going to go ahead and register this student. So we're going to register Jannar. And then we're going to go ahead and as our next action, we're going to gather books. We're going to spend $2 to gain a single green book. And then as our last action, we're going to graduate Jannar. Jannar is going to be able to take advantage of the discount, as we said before, because of how we're interpreting the rule there. So we move her to our graduation pile. We pay our resource of our book. We put her on top of the hat. We also gain the 1 reputation for graduating a normal student. And then we get to put her in the Patron stack. So putting her in the Patron stack, we get to choose where she goes. We can get even more money. So we can get $2 and 3 points. We can get 4 points and $1. If I get myself any 2 other books, I can actually graduate. I need to graduate 2 students. I need a politician. I would need a politician student. So are there any politician heroes that can help me? Once per round, add 2 new students to an empty row. No. When gaining politician bonus token, you may instead discard it to gain 3. Ooh, that's actually pretty strong. When you register students, ignore the -2 duets. That could be useful. She's a little bit expensive, and I would need to spend an endowment essentially, and she also costs $1, so she's like super expensive. Ignore the ore on the battle loot token. Ignore the star requirement when choosing a battle token. that's not super useful either because I'm maxed out reputation already. Yeah, I don't think the heroes that are currently available don't benefit me that strongly. So as a result of that, I'm just gonna go ahead and take the basic strategy of, I mean, $3. Sorry, $3. 3 victory points and $2. It doesn't do anything for me early game, but it'll feel nice late game. I just kind of want to leave these books alone because late game I'll have a better look at what I might want and what I might need. So I really don't want to burn these resources early. So that's why I keep avoiding those ones. And then getting 3 endowment is going to be a waste because I only have space for 1. So 1 victory point. No, that's worse. So 2 victory points, 1 endowment, and 1 book. That's kind of the same, isn't it? Yeah, I think if I want another student graduated this round, I would need she would have to be a patron. So I'm going to get another patron bonus. So as a result of that, I am just going to take the I'm going to take the very basic 3 points and $2 because I should be able to do it with just that. I'm going to have no money. Hold on. No, well, because then I'm going to do a patron next and she's going to go probably here. I need to be able to graduate 2 more students if I want to go for another one, is what I'm saying. And I can only graduate 1. I can also graduate somebody as a teacher. I just thought about that. Yeah, I can graduate somebody as a fighting teacher. I think a politician teacher would be more useful for me. So, okay. All right. So, sorry, I'm spending a lot of time kind of waffling back and forth. I'm trying to like make sure I have the resources that I'll need to do what I need to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to spend, I'm actually going to go ahead and consume one of these spots because I do need the 2 books. I do need 2 books and not just 1. And this is the only opportunity for me to get 2 books. So I'm taking a green and a blue. So a green and a blue book, and those go into my coffers. And I get 1 victory point, so I go from 6 victory points to 7, and we're done. And now we're done with that, we're going to get the rest of our bonuses now that I've kind of gotten out my little rut there. And that is going to be the event bonus, which we are going to get ourselves 1 endowment. Oh, so we maxed out endowment anyway. Okay, perfect. All right, well, I'm glad I did what I did then. And then next, we are going to advance the From Darkness to Light track. So in this spot that we're on now, we're going to basically cycle. We're going to cycle the battle markers. The 2 battle markers, I should say. So we're going to look at the entire board here, and everywhere we see a 2, we're going to take those markers and take them off the board. So we're going to take this one off the board, this one off the board, and this one off the board, and we're going to replace those with one of the ones taken out of the game. And then those 2s are going to be thrown out of the game. This is the only time we'll ever do this. If another 2 gets replaced there, then we just keep that other 2 there. But this is just kind of showing, like, you know, the stakes are changing and the world is shifting and stuff like that. All right, so that's all done. That's what that From Darkness to Light track was. And we're done. Okay. So we are happy about that. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and try to graduate a teacher. So we can get ourselves a fighting teacher. It's going to cost us $2. But we can get ourselves a fighting teacher for easy, or with ease. Or, oh, actually, oh my gosh. I am a silly Billy. If I'm going to get a fighting teacher, I don't need... Oh no, I wanted a politician teacher, that's why. Okay, yeah. We want a politician teacher. Fighting teachers are good, but a politician teacher is what we're gonna try to use. So we're gonna go ahead and pull 2 students. So we're gonna pull 2 pink students. We are gonna end up losing 1 reputation here at the end of the round, but that's fine. It's gonna be pennies compared to the benefit we're gonna get for round 2. We're setting ourselves up for a successful round 2, is what I'm trying to say. And now that we've done that, we're gonna go ahead and register this student. It's gonna cost us $2. And we're gonna put her in the politician area. And then we're going to spend 1 of our endowments to hire Boo Fiercia. Okay. And now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and graduate. We're going to graduate Ajiang. Ajiang? I think Ajiang is the pronunciation there. So I'm going to stick with Ajiang. I'll probably change it in the middle of the game, so my apologies. But we're gonna go and graduate her. So we're spending the books. She's gonna become a teacher. So we're spending the requirements of she wants 2 books of any kind, and then we are going to gain the 1 reputation. We can't. We're maxed out. We're gonna go ahead and flip her over. So she's now a teacher. There's her adult side, and we get 2 victory points. So we're gonna go from 7 victory points to 9. And now we're done with that. We are going to move her pupil into the Teachers Association, which is going to give us a blue book back. So we put her in the Teachers Association. We get a blue book that matches her profession. And even though she's a question mark, she's stuck here in the politician. So she'll become a teacher of the classroom that she's in. So I can't just take her and say, oh, she's a fighter now. No, she was taught by a politician. She becomes a politician's teacher. She'll be stuck there for the rest of the game. Okay. So we got our victory points. We got our book. And now we can do our events, which is nothing. And then no bonus tokens, no modifiers that matter. And now we're going to do our From Darkness to Light track, which is going to have us draw a new event, and hopefully it's not going to hose us over. Hey, it doesn't hose us over. Ooh, gosh. Profitable paths. So it's going to move our black cube, our enemy cube, up 8 spaces. So we're going to go from 46 to 54. Let me just double check. Yep, 54. And then we are going to have some migration happening here. So a student from Bugis, she's going to move from Bugis over to Lisior. Oh, you couldn't see that. Sorry, student from Bugis moved over to Lisior, and then we're going to have a student from Flores. She's going to migrate over to Bombery, or Bomberia. Say Bomberia. Bomberia. All right, so that's all done, and that is it. We are all done. We do not benefit from that event because it's hard because it just showed up, but we're all done. So we have 1 student and 1 book. It is not the correct color book, and I have no money anyway. So we are all done for the round. So we're going to go ahead and pass. Now, when we pass, we are going to decide to move our marker, and we're going to choose one of these spots. Now, in a multiplayer game, this is going to determine what your player ranking is, essentially. So you can get the better benefit over here, which is what I'm going to do. Or you can get the lesser benefit, so you can go earlier in the round. So I'm going to choose the 2 books and $2, because why wouldn't I? So I'm going to get 2 books of my choice and $2. I don't get to see what my next row of students or next offering of students will be, but I do know I need fighters, and I do know I need politicians. So I'm probably going to get 1 book and 1 blue book, 1 red book. And I think I might be good for patrons for the rest of the game, but we'll see. We'll see if that pans out. Okay. In addition to that, I got my $2, got my 2 books. In addition to that, for Marie Thomas, I'm going to gain myself, is it Marie or Mary? I'll say Marie. Marie Thomas, I'm going to gain 1 book and $2 of my choice in addition to my past rewards. So I get $2 and 1 book. Just to round it out, I'll get a green book, because why not? So now I got 4 books. So thank you for the bonus. And because I'm playing solo, I'm going to take one of these meeples and then put it in the next highest available spot. So if I chose a 5 instead, I'll put this meeple in the 6, and then vice versa. So that means that at the end of round 2, I'm going to take this last one, and then I'm going to choose one of these available spaces. Those are just blocking off for the rest of the game, those particular spaces for me to get as pass rewards. So that's done. So we finished our passing section. Now we're going to do our milestone check. Our milestone phase, we're going to check this milestone, and we have to have at least 1 graduated teacher per player. We've accomplished it. So we're going to take this card and we're going to put it to the side. We're feeling good about that. Next, we're going to go down our list of cleanup. In our list of cleanup, I'm going to pull the rule book out because I'm going to forget otherwise. All right, so for our cleanup, we are going to have our reputation fall down 1 slot. For every student we have left, we have 1 student left in the schoolyard, so we lose 1 reputation down. That's unfortunate. And then each player is going to gain money equal to their do-it, so I'm going to gain $7. Sorry, endowment. They're going to gain do-it equal to our endowment. And then we're going to do the donation marker, return those. We're not going to return those because we don't have those in the solo game. Next, we're going to return all hired teachers. So our student teachers are going to stay forever. So we got these hired teachers are going to return, and I have to rehire them the next round. So you can see it's beneficial to get some early teachers if you can afford it, and I could afford it, so I did. So that's I'm going to be benefiting benefiting from that decision for the rest of the game, hopefully. And then next we're going to cycle. We're going to cycle our hero students. So we're going to cycle our hero students. We're going to take the one down here. We're going to put her at the bottom, and then we're going to conveyor down. So we get a nice new offering here. It's not a new offering, but another hero student option. Then next we're going to discard any students in slot A. There are no students in slot A. And then we're going to slide down all the students that are there. And then we're going to fill up back up to what the levels are for each area. We only have 2 schools. We only have 2 islands. So we only got those 2 spots there. All right. Then last, we're going to repopulate our island. So repopulating the island is that we are going to look on our island, and if there's a spot that has a specific type of meeple needed, we're going to put those there. So on these spots where it has extra, well, unfortunately both of the extras only have 1. If this orange meeple were not here, for instance, then even though there's already 1 meeple here, there's already 1 blue student from the island of Nusa here, we do need to add another student from the island of Pupa there, if that were the case. It is not the case currently, so we ignore those, but we need to put 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. So I need 4 pink and 2 yellow. And this is like the next generation of girls that are going to become the politicians, fighters, and teachers, and patrons for the next round of fighting. All right, there we go. So we are all done. We are all happy. We are all good on that. And then next up is we are going to untap any used heroes, move our principals back. We're not going to do that in solo game. And we continue. And then we continue. So now we're on to round 2. So round 2 and round 3 are probably going to take a while. So just go ahead and get comfortable. Round 1 itself took a little bit, but I was also explaining a lot of things. So hopefully it's been informative, but let's go ahead and continue with our playthrough. So I'm going to speed up a little bit because I think we get the flow of things. When I get my first politician, when I get my first fighter, I'll slow down so we can actually look at it and see what happens. And actually think that we're going to have our first politician here because we have a pink student whose aspiration is to become a politician, and she needs 2 blue books. We got the requirements. We also have some students who have dual aspirations. So this student here, her name is Zaylee. Yeah, Zaylee. That's how I pronounce that. Zaylee. She can be either a politician or a fighter. So in that case, the classroom that she graduates in is what she's going to become. So if I put her in the fighting classroom, she becomes a fighter. If I put her in the politician classroom, she's going to become a politician. So that is a beneficial thing overall. So let me think. Are any heroes going to be useful to me right now? It would be nice to have Maria Yufala, because with her, she allows me to register students and ignore the $2 cost, which is super valuable, but she's pretty expensive. She needs 2 blue books, 1 green, and $1. She becomes a politician, which is cool, and she'll be my 3rd hero, so I had to start cycling out heroes, so... Man, I don't know. I'm a little torn because I feel like I should just take the basic bog standard hero, bog standard student to become a politician, and then start building my politicians up so I can have the things that I want and need. That seems like a better move to me. Lots to consider. I can also go for a fighter and open up another school, get some more students, give me some more options of some of the girls to kind of choose for their aspirations and everything. I got a dilemma here. Oh, I should fill in. Yeah, I missed a student. Sorry. Oh, I missed 2 students. Oh no, I'm slacking. Slacking here, y'all. Thank you for catching that. Here. And she's gonna go here. There you go. All right, all settled. So we have the board corrected now. I think I should go for the fighter, to be honest, because it opens up another school. It gives me more students. It gives me more options. It gives me more people to register. And I can also get access to more markers potentially, which I think if I'm looking at it, all the markers are kind of useful, but I think some are objectively more useful. So like this marker here for extra reputation is not super useful. This marker for extra endowment is not super useful. Money and victory points are what I'm looking at, because in a solo game, I don't gain anything for having a lot of endowment at the end of the game or a lot of reputation at the end of the game. You don't score points for that in a cooperative mode. In competitive mode, you do. So I'm not super worried about my reputation being permanently high and my endowment being permanently high. I think my original strategy to try to build towards the $2 per hero will help pay off some of the future heroes. So the question is, can I get two politician students for cheap? And I think I can. So we're gonna go ahead and try to work towards that. So we're gonna first start with registering Daya. She's a pink student. We have a pink pupil. She's gonna go there. We got her 2 books that she needs. So she's happy. And then we're gonna graduate her. So we're gonna graduate her. We're gonna put her over into the graduate pile. We're gonna pay the costs. That's 2 books. And we're gonna put her people on a hat. We're gonna gain 1 reputation. Sorry, I'm doing this out of order, but I'm doing it from memory. And then we're gonna put her on her respective spot. So I'll bring up the board here because we have not done a politician yet. So a politician, you can see here that I've kind of done the first few steps, and then I'm going to place her on one of the on the student row, and I'm going to gain a bonus token. We're going to gain an extra student, and then all the other stuff. So let's bring our focus back up to here, and we are going to put her over there. She's going to go in that spot, and we're going to gain this bonus token. And this bonus token is going to give us 1 victory point per patron at the end of the game, which kind of sucks I'm getting this early. I really want to hold that off for like later, but I want that $2 hero one. Because that $2 hero one is going to be pretty nice. Because remember, I'm going to need to have 3 of each of the things that I could be anyway by the end of the game. All right. So we did that. We've done that. We've gained this, and we're going to add a student. So now I have the available option of 3. We're going to gain 1 victory point, which is what's revealed here. So we gain 1 victory point. And the rulebook has a conflict on this, and this is why I had to redo this video. This is my 3rd time recording this playthrough, 4th time recording this playthrough. The first time I can't really count that. This is my 3rd time recording this playthrough. But the rulebook specifically shows an example to where this is stuck here, but there's politicians out there. That page is wrong. That picture is wrong. More specifically, if you go to page 8 of the rulebook, where it says student cost, section B, that example is incorrect. That to do it marker should have moved to wherever the furthest student is. And this is just to show that this is where it's active at. I don't really know the full reasons why it's moved, but the main thing is that this student is now free. So because we have politicians advocating for that, this student is now free. If we're playing a competitive game, other players can register this student too, but they must pay my player $1. They must pay the person who's politician here is $1. But otherwise, this student's free to register. This student's free to register. It's basically showing that the politician has gone into the political system, encouraged the council in the town to let more girls go to that school, give us more opportunities for the girls, and so on and so forth. So we have more options here. In addition to that, we get the bonus token. But I'm just pointing that out because this do it marker is supposed to move. This does not mean that this student now costs $2. It is now free for me. Because that's my politician, I'm advocating for that student, and the more politicians I get, the more options I get, so it starts opening up the board and giving me more students to recruit. In a competitive game, I'll have to pay $1 to whoever's politician has made it to that spot, and then finally, if you look at the politician board, it's probably a little bit hard to see there, but there's a 3 reputation unlock here and a 5 reputation unlock here, so I must have 3 reputation before I can put in that spot, I must have 5 before I can put in that spot. Also, politicians are placed from center to out, so center to out. So there's no way for me to kind of skip over. Actually, let me double check. Can I just skip over? Do I have to put them there? Because if I can skip over, that'd be way cooler. Way cooler if I could. But I'm pretty sure I put them in the closest spot to the center. It says take the graduated pupil with the hats from step 3 and place it in an unoccupied slot on the student row. The player can only place the politician on a student row if they have a school on the corresponding island. Put the politician on the pupil icon on the outer slots next to the to do it token. For slots D through E, the player must meet the reputation requirements of 3 to 5 to place there. Well, it says in place on an unoccupied slot on the student row. The player can only place the politician on a student row if they have a school in the corresponding location. So I'm reading that as I don't need to go in order, which will let me continue checking. Actually, let me check the Board Game Geek forums because I don't want to re-record this video. Not that I don't enjoy the game, but it's just I would like to get the video out there so we can critique it together. I don't know if this has actually been asked here in the forums yet. Okay, it says on page 14.8, we were told that to do it token moves to the new politician. However, on page 8, there's a picture that the marker didn't move. Which picture is wrong? Or, yep, okay. And the solo game designer on Board Game Geek, Robin. Shout out to Robin Eck. I think that's how you pronounce that. Eek. My apologies for butchering your name. It says the image is wrong for the second batch of questions, and you're thinking correctly. The exception got removed, so the reference on page 23 is an error. What do you mean? What does that mean? What do you mean by that? Oh, I see. Never mind. Something else. Okay, no, nothing related to what I'm looking at. Okay, so that was read. I understand that. I understood that correctly. Now that's not my question about the politician, so it's fine. Politician. Let's see. You replace the 2 battle token with the top ones in the stack. Oh no, sorry, that's not what I was looking for. Where's the other question? Oh no, this is a playtester. I will contact you about a test plate. No, put the question on the internet so we can all know. Come on, guys. This is how we build the knowledge. All right, sorry for the pause in the game. I'm just double checking rules and make sure I'm kind of doing stuff before I decide to go with my own interpretation, which has led me astray. Let me tell you, has led me astray for sure. A number of times. All right. So politicians. Oh, actually, this might. So I have to be careful because if I go too far back, I think the rules changed over time. So because of that, some of these might be referencing like older versions of the game, and that might change things. Yeah. This is like 2023. This is too far back. Okay, so I'll need to ask a question here on Board Game Geek forums so I can get clarification. So my apologies for those who are watching this video looking for kind of a little bit more clarity, but I will need to ask the question and give it a little bit of time to be answered. The rule book on page 14, section 5, it says take the graduated pupil with the graduation hat token from step 3 and place it on an unoccupied, I said unoccupied in bold, unoccupied slot on the student row. The player can only place the politician on a student row if they have a school on the corresponding island. Put the politician on the pupil icon and on the outer slot next to the to do it token. And then for D through E, do the thing. and it has the do it marker just kind of moving around. So, like I said, it's a little bit confusing here, but if all 3 bonus tokens are taken, then you move the do it marker around. Now, the thing that's a little bit confusing is kind of in the rulebook, they give an example, kind of showing a few examples that are in order, and it shows like a few politicians that have kind of taken up all the spots, and it doesn't look like anybody's skipping around. So that's why I assumed you can't skip around. But if this is following the same design same design language as Patreon's, to where you can go straight to the 3 clusters, not to stop you from going straight to the 3 cluster, you don't have to do 1, then 2, then 3. That would imply that for the politician side, same thing applies, which means that I am going to decide to go here instead, and I do not want this marker because I want that late game. I want this marker, and that makes me feel a lot better. So I get 2 points instead of 1. So I get 1 more point. All right, so that's how I'm going to interpret that. This spot is still... That makes it so weird though, doesn't it? That really does make it weird. So yeah, we have this spot open, this is open, this is open. Sure, we're just gonna go with it. So I now have 3 spots available, but this spot is open, this spot is open, and I think I'm just gonna play it like that. Okay, it's hurting my brain because I've been playing it the other way this whole time, but again, as we read the rulebook, you know, now that I know better, I do better, and maybe some more clarity from the Board Game Geek forums will help clarify that, or hopefully, we'll check the comments in the description, or in the YouTube video, so you can see if there's an official call or official correction on that. I'm gonna keep it as it is, because not only does it benefit me, but it feels better. Okay, cool. Now that we've established that and kind of went on a whole hero's journey there, we got a lot of work to do because we got a lot of money, we got a lot of things that we want to do. We've already accomplished our goal here for round 2, so we don't really need to rush because we're playing a solo game. We already got cluster 3, we only needed 1, we got 2, so therefore I am going to focus on my unity and diversity side. I got 1 politician, she's been graduated. Oh, sorry, I got to finish the rest of this. Before I forget, bring this back up. So I graduated the politician, we've got all the rewards and everything, we got all the stuff. Now we're going to do the event. The event doesn't trigger because it's not a hero. We do have a modifier now. We get $2 for every hero, but she's not a hero, so nothing happens. And then we move the From Darkness to Light track. Boom. We're going to lose 1 reputation. Boo. All done. Okay, so I think I want to graduate a politician hero, if I can. All right, this is our hero. I think this is gonna be our 3rd hero. So I'm gonna zoom in on this. So her name is Supini Pujo Buntaro. Supuni Pujo Buntaro. That's how I'm gonna pronounce that. I butchered it probably, but we're gonna go with it. But for her, whenever I gain the bonus for a politician, I may instead discard it to gain 3 victory points, which is much better. That means I can kind of keep my bonus tokens kind of selected the whole entire time. So I'm gonna I can't register as a student yet. Sorry, I'm gonna register as a student, but at first I need to get students. So let me go ahead and see what students I need. I think I want to do pink students. So we're gonna pull these 2 into our schoolyard. And now, as our next action, we're going to register this student. We're going to pull her in, and then we're going to go ahead and buy some books. Actually, can I do a patron first to get some free books? Let me see. I'm trying to min-max here. We're going to go ahead and register her as well, and her name is Purnama. So we're gonna register Purnama. She's a pink student as well. She wants to have 2 green books to graduate, but we only need 1 because of our teacher hero that we have. So now that we have that, we're gonna go ahead and graduate Purnama because she's gonna give me the resources that I need to kind of do what I want to do. So we're gonna graduate her. So she's gonna graduate. We're paying the resource. We're gonna gain the 1 reputation. We're gonna put her pupil on a hat. We're gonna put her in the appropriate spot here on the Patreon board. And now we need to figure out what we need. So we need 2 blue books. So we can get ourselves a blue and a red book. There's no need in like delaying it because we do need it still. So I think that's kind of the move. So we're gonna gain the blue and the red book. There we go. And we also gain ourselves 1 victory point. So I will move myself up from 11, or from 11 to 12. So now 12 victory points. And that's it for that. So we continue on our track. What's next? Event bonus. Oh, I should have done a hero. Oh, that's why I was trying to do a hero. I see. Okay. Well, let's continue with our decisions that we made. We don't get anything here. We don't get anything over there. All we really do is just kind of move this over. That's it. All right. No other bonuses. That was a little anticlimactic, but I should have done a hero because I would get more money. I would get $1 from the event plus $2 for my bonus token. But the event is about to change, so I'm about to lose the ability to gain the bonus for the hero. Also, in addition to that, I definitely should have revealed this next card because she is also a patron. And for her, exchange, whenever I graduate a politician, exchange a bonus token gained with any bonus token on another student row. Which is actually super useful because that means I won't need a school open in that particular area to do the things. And that means I can kind of pick and choose exactly what I wanted, and that could be super helpful. I think this ability is going to be better late game, so I can get the rest of the victory point trackers. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and try to focus on graduating the politician student that I have. So we need to go to the library, and we're going to grab ourselves a blue book. Spend $2, grab a blue book. And I will need fighters eventually, so after I finish this, I'm going to get a fighter. And then probably get a fighter, make her a teacher, and then get a fighter, a different fighter, and then try to do some fighting out on the board. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was zoomed in on here. So that's what I'm going to do. So we got our book. We are going to go ahead and graduate our hero student now. So she's going to need 2 books of blue and 1 book of any color. So we're going to choose the red book. She's going to graduate as a politician. So we're going to gain 2 reputation. We're maxed out, so we get nothing for that. We're going to go ahead and pay our books back to the library. And then we're going to put her pupil on a hat. And we're going to put her on the politician spot. I can choose here or here. Going with how I'm going with things, I don't think I'm going to get any more Patreons. I for sure think I'm going to get another politician at least. So we're going to put her here. We have a reputation at 8, so we can go to that spot. And we're going to gain that. Again, we're moving this to do it marker. Oh, wait, I can't. Oh, geez, we just established I can't because I don't have a school open here. I can either go here or here. Shoot. That hoses me a little bit. All right, well, I'll take this one. This is just a holdover measure. Sorry, I took this one over here. So it's going to give me 3 victory points, and this one's going to say, during cleanup, I may have 1 pupil in my school and ignore the penalty for that. So that'll be good for 1 round, essentially. All right, and that's my 3rd hero. So we have a politician here. We're going to gain 3 victory points. So 1, 2, 3. We're at 15 now. We're going to bounce this marker over here. We're going to gain a new student out there. Her name is, oh, wrong side. Her name is Ratna. Say Ratna, I don't know what the proper pronunciation is, but we're gonna go with that. And that is pretty much it. We're gonna move, sorry, no, that's not pretty much it. We're gonna gain our bonuses, man. Let me not forget. This is the reason why I want to do a hero here. We're gonna gain our event bonus, which is $1 because we got a hero. We're gonna gain our bonus token, which is $2 because we got a hero. And then we get hero modifiers, which is nothing here from anybody. So we're gonna gain $3. Just rolling in the money here. And now we're gonna move the marker and we're gonna lose our $1 bonus here. And this one is gonna be coupled contribution. So anytime I graduate a Patron, I get 1 victory point. But we're going to lose a student in Barito. So we're going to lose a student in Barito. There we go. We lose a student here. And then we're going to lose a student in Butin. Oh no, not Butin. Stop messing with Butin. And yeah, we're going to move the enemy marker 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3. 4, done. All right, so that is all settled. Now we're done with that action. Now we get to move on to our next set of things. So, let me think. I got plenty of money. I got almost too much money. Like, I got so much money, I'm not even sure what to do with it. I could even end the game in round 2, possibly. The game will end automatically when I spend all my hats, and I have 20 hats. The game can also end when you make it to the end of the From Darkness to Light track, which will not happen in a solo game. In a 2-player game or higher, it will happen, because it's the count of the boxes. I'll talk about it in my review. I'm not going to talk about it here. But just know that you got to be very careful when you're playing a multiplayer game about how many hats you're getting out, because it'll definitely keep progressing that marker until the game ends up ending, maybe sooner than you can put your stuff out. But in a solo game, I can get all 20 of my students graduated, so I'm not worried about the track going too high here. I am a little bit worried about the track causing me some issues with like taking my resources, but outside of just managing that, I should be fine. All right, we established that we wanted a fighter, so we kind of want a fighter teacher. I don't see any hero teachers out here, and I don't know if I really want to hire. Well, I will have to hire Boo Karina here, so we're gonna hire her, and we're gonna spend 1 endowment for it, and that's our action. Next action is we are going to register a student, so we can get Maliga, because it's Maliga. Maliga. Yeah, Maliga. We can get Maliga to become a teacher, but I'd rather her become a fighter because she's pretty cheap. I want somebody else to become a teacher that's going to cost a little bit more because it'll give me more victory points too. That means it's more expensive. So the question is, do I want to get a patron first to give me the extra books that I need and then go back and get the fighter teacher? I think the answer is yes. So I want to spend $2, and I'm going to grab myself a green book. I need students again. Oh my gosh, I need students again. Heck. All right, so we're gonna recruit these 2 students. Okay, now that we're done with that, now we're gonna go ahead and do the things we're doing. So we spent our $2 already. We're going to pull ourselves a green book, and then we're going to register. Ratna, and Ratna is gonna go there. We're gonna have the pupil. We're gonna have the book requirements for 1 red and 1 green. And now she's going to become a teacher. So we're going to go ahead and graduate her to a teacher. So we're going to pay her a book cost. Then we're going to flip her card over. We're going to put our pupil on top of the hat. We're going to put this in the Teachers Association. So we now have our teacher requirement of 3. We're going to gain our red book back. We are going to gain 2 victory points from her card. 1, 2. And what else did I miss? Did I get everything? That was a teacher. Event. Okay, event bonus tokens and hero modifiers. Hero modifiers don't do anything for her, and the event doesn't do anything for her either. So no modifiers, no bonuses. And now we're gonna move our marker. We're gonna lose $1 because of the Darkness to Light track, and we continue. So we now have a teacher in all classrooms. So again, we've accomplished our goal here. So for the end of the game, we have 3 teachers. We got 3 Patrons. We need 3 fighters, and we need 2 more politicians. So I think we're for sure on our track to get everything done. I'm going to focus on getting the fighters because that gives me more students. So we're going to go ahead and register Maliga, and we're going to register her. She has the students. She has the book. That's perfect. We're going to go ahead and graduate her now. So she's going to graduate as a fighter. We have not done a fighter yet, so we're going to go and walk through these steps too. So let's bring up the, wrong button. There we go. Let's bring up the thing. So we pay the requirements of 1 red book, and then we gain 1 reputation. Our reputation is maxed out, so I'm not worried about that right now. Then we discard her to the graduation pile. We've done that. And then we will put her on top of a hat, and then put her in one of the battle spots. So we get to go to Battle World. That's not Battle World. Battle World. So for over here, we get to choose which one of these spots she's going to take. We have to make sure that our reputation is matching whatever token we take. Our reputation is 8, so we can take any token. I think we want to take an 8 if we can, because it'll probably give us the most resources. So where are the 8s? There's an 8 over here, and there's an 8 over there. I think I'll take this 8 here. So we're going to take this marker. We're going to put her on top of the hat there to show that I own it. And then we're going to flip this marker over. It's going to give us $3 and 4 victory points. And we get our 4 victory points, so we go from 17 to 21. And then I'm also going to open a school there as a knock-on effect of that. Just bringing this back up. She's going to drop a school there, and I'll put my school here. And I will grab students from this area. So I'm going to grab these 2 blue students. And additionally, we're going to open up a school. Because we open up a school here, we're going to draw 2 students to fill in this area over here. So there we go. So we now have 2 new students. Oh my gosh, why is the timing always bad when you call? Sorry. Sorry, just phone calls coming at the worst possible times. So that's all done. And what else happens? Events do not trigger for us. Bonus tokens do not trigger for us. We move them from darkness to light track. Hero bonuses do not trigger for us. And that's it. So that's a fighter. Pretty exciting stuff, I know. I got more students and I got more options. So let's continue running on through this. Again, I got plenty of money. I'm trying to spend it wisely because if I can get to like in game in round 2, that'll feel pretty good. So we'll see. All right, so I want another politician if possible. I don't have a cheap way to do it. I think all the people here are going to be a little bit costly. I can get another patron, but getting another patron is 1 less politician or fighter. So I think I want to get another fighter. And there is a fighter for 1, but she is a 2, so it's going to be just the same as getting a 4 cost fighter. I can also grab a hero instead, and the heroes will they'll give me something pretty good. Ooh, Christina Martha Tibahahu, or Tiahahu. There you go. Yeah, Tiahahu. She gives me 5 victory points, and instead of the loot token, the battle loot token. That's actually a lot of points. Usually the battle tokens would just give me like maybe 3 to 4. 4 points is a lot, but 5 points flat for any battle token that I take means I can get some really good points on that. So I want to save her for later if I can. Man, there's so many choices here. So the question is which hero do I want to go away? Because I can try to get the bonus tokens now, try to get all the bonus tokens I want now, and take advantage of the fact that I have the ability to ignore the bonus token and get 3 points instead. Discard the bonus token, gain 3 points. And I think that might be a strategy. Also, I will get a victory point for getting a patron. I forgot about that. So, all right, fine. I'll get a patron. So we're going to spend $2 to gain a green book. And then we're going to recruit students. We're going to recruit these 2 yellow students. Register students. Sorry, yes, I said recruit. That was the right word. And now we're going to register this student. We're going to register Worry. And Worry is going to go into the Patron school. We're going to put her here. She's going to be taught by our great Naya. And Naya is going to let me spend 1 less book. And that has been such a good ability. It's been paying off. It was expensive early game, but it's been paying off so far. So I think I'm pretty happy with my decisions here. We're going to go ahead and graduate Worry, and we're going to pay her book. Our reputation is maxed out already. We're going to go ahead and put her on top of a hat. We're going to place her inside of her location, which is a Patron spot. We're going to put her on the 1 victory point, 1 red book, and 1 green book. So green book, red book, and we get a victory points. And we're going to gain our Patron bonus of 1 extra victory point from the event. And that's it. So we're all done. We got the extra books that we need. We're going to move it from darkness to light track. We're going to lose 1 endowment. Ooh. And that's it. Okay, now that we have that, let's go ahead and try to get a oh, that's the wrong book. For some reason, I thought she was going to give me a Patron book. I don't know why I thought that. Clearly, it's a blue book. Clearly it's a green book that was on that last spot. I feel kind of silly because I was very excited about that. Well, my hopes and dreams dashed. I guess I got an extra victory point. Can I do it again? No, I can't. There's no more patrons out here. I need another politician to give me some more students. Or I can go for our hero politician, who's going to give me 2 new student cards for an empty row. And I have some empty rows here, finally. Yeah, that's actually not bad. We're going to go ahead and get some books. We're going to grab ourselves 2 blue books for $4. Oh, I'm gonna have to lose a hero if I do that, aren't I? Shoot. Okay, I lied. I'm not doing that. I don't want to lose Marie until the last round, so I don't want to do that. I just want normal. I just want normal politicians. So because I want normal politicians, I'm going to instead spend $2 to get a blue book, and then I'm going to register. I'm going to register Udemy, Utami, or I think Utami, Utami, and she's gonna be here for a politician side. She's a blue student, so we're gonna put her there. We're gonna put her books on top of her. She needs a red and a blue. We got a red and a blue. We're gonna go ahead and graduate her. She's graduating, and we put that book here. We put her on top of a hat. Our reputation's maxed out already. She's gonna be a politician. I want to put her over here for the politician. Yeah, none of those abilities do anything for me, but I just don't want to. Well, oh, I can put her over here instead. That gives me money. I don't think I'm going to be doing patrons anymore, but we'll get another spot. So I'm going to put her here, and then we're going to gain ourselves 2 victory points. Again, I don't know the whole purpose of moving this thing, but sure. 2 victory points it is. 1, 2. This is why I kind of felt that I had to do it from left to right, because otherwise skipping around makes this a little bit weird. Makes the 2 do it marker moving around weird. The 2 do it marker will flip over and become a 2 victory point marker if I have a 4th politician or further added. So that's kind of why that's bouncing around, I think. But don't quote me on that. So we got ourselves 2 victory points. We gained that already, if I'm not mistaken. We gained this marker here. For every time we get a Patron, we're going to get $1. We're going to hold on to that. And what other benefits do we get? None. We get no extra benefits. Hey, look at us go. I think the goal was for me, or the idea was that I was maybe going to take this and convert this into 3 points. But I kind of don't want to do that for this one. All right, you know what? I lied. I'm not claiming this one. I'm claiming this one. Because I want to use that one. So I lose 1 victory point. And then I'm going to claim this, but I'm not going to claim it. I'm going to instead throw it to the side. Because it's just going to give me extra endowment, which I don't really need. And we're going to use the ability of our hero. When gaining a bonus token, you may instead discard it to gain 3 victory points. So I'm discarding it to gain 3 points. 1, 2, 3. So ultimately I get more points that way. And then I continue with the rest of my consequences, which is no bonuses, no bonuses, no other bonuses. Move this, new event card, who dis? And it's going to move our Teacher Appreciation Day. It's going to move our marker 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And every time I graduate a teacher, I get 1 victory point. And we're also going to lose a student in Samba. So Samba. Oh, there's no student to lose in Samba. Samba. Yeah, no students lose in Samba. In Mataram. No students lose in Mataram. All right, so we're fine. So we lose nothing. Hey, look at us, doing good. Doing good. All right, continuing with our next turn. Let's see. We want more politicians so we can get more victory point markers before the end of the round. Oh, sorry, I got another politician, so I should have got another student. It's a patron student, of course, it would be. Heck. All right. Looks like I can't avoid it, so I'm gonna have to spend more money. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to spend more money. So we're gonna spend $4 to get a red and a blue book, or hold on, we can get a patron instead. Yeah. That's cheaper. So we're gonna register. We're gonna register Nisara, or Nisrina. Nisrina. We're gonna register Nisrina, and she's going to get a green book there. And then we're gonna go ahead and graduate her because we got everything we need. And she's gonna graduate. Actually, I can make her a teacher. Yeah, I can make her a teacher because eventually I'm gonna end up losing this teacher if I get really greedy later on. If I make her a teacher, I get 1 victory point, plus another victory point. I get 2 victory points. I could have gotten 3 if I didn't kill that marker earlier, but I got greedy. Now, we're going to make her a patron. It's fine. We're going to spin the book. We put her on a hat. And then we're going to put her in the Patreon cluster. We can get 4 victory points and $1. We can get 3 victory points and $2. We can get 4 victory points and 1 book. I think 4 victory points and 1 book is useful. So 4 victory points, 1 book. And we need a blue book. So we'll take a blue book. And 4 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're at 31. Feeling pretty good. And I think that's it. I don't benefit from anything else from anywhere else. So therefore, we move this marker, and we're on to the next round. So next up, I have 1 blue pupil left, but I have the ability to have 1 pupil without taking any consequences. So we did all this so we can get another politician. So we're gonna pull Zayli, and we're going to first have to pull these 2 students. Okay. And now that we have those 2 students, we're going to go ahead and register Zalia. Or Xylee, I think is how I'm supposed to pronounce that. We need 1 more red book, so we're going to spend $2 to get 1 red book. And we put that there. We're going to go ahead and graduate her. She's going to be a politician, so we got a politician, aspiring politician showing up. And we're going to go ahead and just claim this last spot here so we can get this whole row cleared. We put her here. She's going to gain us... Oh, actually, no, I lied. We're going to put her up there. Or up there. I want both of those. Pink or blue? I think pink is better than blue right now. So because pink is better than blue, I'm going to do blue. Because if I don't care about these, I can kill these markers and turn them into 3 points. So we're going to do that. We're going to put her there. And we're going to turn this marker into 3 points. I also get 1 reputation increase, but I'm maxed out, so I'm fine. But we put that there. We get 3 points. 1, 2, 3. And we get 1 more student for the blue row. Oh, we also get 1 point for that spot specifically. Okay. That student is a fighter with a normal book. Keeping track of things, we also need to move no other bonuses, no other extras. She was a politician. We used this hero's ability already. We're going to move our From Darkness to Light marker. We get a new event card. New event card is going to say Emancipating Enfranchisement. We move up 4 on the enemy queue. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we lose a person in Jawajiwa. And we also lose a person in Minahasa. Alright, so my politician goal has been reached. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, so now I need fighters. We got a reasonable selection of fighters out here. We have $6 left. So we're almost at the end of the round. Because we're running low on money. So we can afford to get a fighter out on the board. I don't want to have extra things. Actually, oh, did I not burn a student? Oh my gosh. Wait a second. Hold on. How many pupils do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I had to. Yeah, I had to burn a pupil. So I have 2 pupils left. Okay. All right, now we're good. But I also want to count. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I have 13, 14 pupils on the board. Did I move 14 spaces? So this should be 16. So yes, I did. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, we're good. We're caught up. We're keeping track. We're making good progress. Let's keep going. Let us try... If we get fighters, we get 1 victory point. So this is a great time to go ahead and grab some fighters. I don't have any more pink students, but I do have a blue student. So I'm going to go ahead and register here. I'm going to register Ayu. Ayu is registered. She's a blue student. We need a red book, so we're going to spend $2 to get a red book. So I'm putting in 5, taking out 3, and we get a red book. And then we're gonna go ahead and graduate her immediately. So now we have ourselves a fighter on our hands. Oh, she's gonna get us students, isn't she? Gosh darn it, I don't want students right now. I have enough money to get students, it's fine, whatever. All right, so we're gonna open a school on the Green Island. Mostly because then I'll just grab one student instead of multiple. Actually, where's the big marker at? So if I get more resources, I'll be fine. The highest fighting marker out here is a 6. Oh, there's a 7 right there. All right, so we'll go for the 7. It'll give us a little bit more diversity too. So we're taking the 7 marker, and it's gonna give us $3 and 3 points. So $3, 3 points. 1, 2, 3. And that's all done. We gotta open a school over there. We'll put it here. Now, the forums, there was a conversation about this, is can I choose the 0 or do I have to choose a 2? I want to play it thematically to where I place a school, the students want to go to my school, so I have to take from where the students are. So I have to pull these 2 students in. That's fine. It gives me more resources, I guess, to try to get heroes out, because I have a lot of money, so I should be able to afford heroes. And I only have 5 hats left. Going into round 3 with only 5 hats left is kind of crazy. I feel like I might have broke the game. All right, moving on. What else happens? We are battle tokens for the hero. Oh, events. So the event's gonna give us 1 victory point, so we're gonna get 1 victory point. And then no other modifiers, no other bonuses. And now we're gonna advance them from darkness to light track. Poop. And we're done. So we're gonna get another fighter. Because, oh, we opened another school. 1 second. It was on the pink island. Oh, it was the same island. Nothing special happens. It's on the same island I already have. I thought I opened one on the green island. That was my own blunder. I should have done better. It's okay, y'all. It's okay, y'all. All right, so we're gonna spend $4. Oh man, I need a blue student now? Ugh. I got too many students. And nowhere to put them, no aspirations. All right, looks like we're gonna have to go for a hero so we can kind of spend some of these students. I'm going to register the hero Pokat Baron, or Pokat Baron. She's going to be a hero student for the fighting school. She needs 2 red books, 1 book of any kind, and we're going to lose 1 endowment to graduate her. So that's fine. We're going to spend 2. That's so expensive. 4. Oh my gosh. 6. Jeez, this better be worth it. She's going to give me more students if I open up a school too, which is counter to what I want. All right, you know what? I'm not gonna register her. She's very expensive, and she's gonna give me more students. I think I'll take another politician instead. Yeah, I kind of put myself in a corner here, didn't I? We're gonna go ahead and register Runsa said. So Runsa said is gonna register as a politician. She still needs the same amount of books, so still $6 worth of books. So that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I still spend $6 worth of books, which is unfortunate. And that's 2 blue books and 1 green book. Ooh. Once per round, when you perform a gather book, spend $1 each. Oh. Okay, I lied. I didn't pay for those books. Hold on. Because technically I get to see that before I get to choose my decision, or make my decision, so give me my $6 back. I'm going to register our new student here, Runa Kudus. She's going to go there. We're going to consume one of these pupils, and we're going to graduate her. Oh, sorry, I need to buy her books. I'm sorry. We need one green book and 1 book of any other color, so we'll do that. We'll spend $4, and we get 1 green book and 1 blue book. Again, it doesn't matter. This will hopefully set us up for our last one and kind of get ourselves level set. And we also get money for heroes. I forgot about that. Okay, so now we're going to graduate her. She gets to have a reduction of 1 book because of our teacher here, our esteemed teacher. And am I done with the politician power? I think I am. Okay, so unfortunately we had to get rid of Supini She's been giving us a reasonable number of points, but I think we got 9 points off, or 6 points off of her already, so we're okay. When do I need to make the decision about hero powers? 1 second. When graduating a hero, the player directly gains the ability linked or listed on the card. Activating a hero for free does the things. Each player can have a maximum 3 hero abilities activate any time. A tapped hero is considered active. If a player graduates a 4th hero, the player has to choose which of the 3 abilities to have active. The excess heroes will be discarded to the bottom of the graduation pile and may not be used again for the whole game. If a player has 3 active heroes and graduates a 4th hero with an immediate effect, the effect can only be triggered if any of the active heroes are discarded to the bottom of the personal pile. That doesn't help me with timing. The heroes graduate in the same way as other students. The pupil in the graduation hat is moved to an occupation slot as matching their aspiration icon. A graduation of a hero gets 2 reputations instead of 1. The requirement to graduate a hero is more challenging. Okay, so here's how I'm gonna interpret this. So if we look here on our board, the hero triggers happen at the end. So as a result of the hero triggers happening at the end, that means that before I get to the end, I got to decide if I want to keep the hero that just graduated or toss one of the existing heroes and then use the abilities from there. So because of that interpretation, I will not be able to use Supine. Oh man, I pronounce her name differently every time, I swear. Supine. Sure, we're gonna go with that now. We're modifying. We're evolving. We're allowed to evolve. We're gonna throw her out. We're not gonna be able to use her ability before we get the new ability that comes in, which is kind of sad because if I made it to the next round, then I was definitely gonna throw Maria away because Maria Thomas becomes less useful after round 2 is over. But I had so much money that I had the flexibility to do so, and here we are. Here's my dilemma. All right, so as a result of that, unfortunately, Supine is going to go away. Her ability was really good to be able to give me one of the bonus markers. Actually, I don't even know why. Oh no, I know why I was thinking about it because, oh no, she's a patron. I'm sorry. I thought she was a politician. Okay, that's not relevant. All right, yeah, Supine's gone. All right, so we're done. We're going to continue, pay our costs. We're going to get our hats. We can't get a reputation because we're maxed on a reputation. We're going to put her in the Patreon side. Where do we want to go? We can get some more money. That'll help us get another hero. We can get another book. That'll help us get another hero. I don't have any double things there. If I can get a book and $1, that'd be great. I'm going to be short 1 book. That's unfortunate. All right, so I think we're focused on getting this fighter. No, we don't want a fighter. Right, I have to keep reminding myself I don't want a fighter because a fighter gives me more students, and I don't want more students right now. Oh, I'm going to get $2 more. Okay, yeah, we're good. All right, so we can afford a hero. I'm going to get $2 more because I just graduated a hero, and she's going to make my book cost cheaper. I forgot about that too. Man, okay. Now I'll see what I was doing. Now I'll see what I was cooking with. So given that I'll need another fighter, I'm going to try to get our fighter teacher here. Because then I can have, well, actually, there'll be too many heroes. Hold on. Yeah, we don't want fighters. Politicians are okay. We'd rather get patrons. There are no patrons. There's only fighters and teachers and politicians out here. So I can try to go for this hero ability, or this hero here, which is Colleen. Yeah, I can go for Colleen and just kind of, just get that to get the extra money. So as a result of that, we're gonna go for the books that she needs. Oh no, I lied. We need the books here. Oh man, okay, I'm getting my wires crossed here, y'all. Clearly. So we want a blue book and a victory point. Can I get more? Can I get a book and more points? I can get a book and 2 endowment. That's not terrible. Or I can get 1 victory point, 3 endowment, and $2. That gives me more for round 3. Actually, I only have 4 hats, so I think I want more victory points than anything else. So 4 hats means I can't really get many students anyway. So going for the victory point acquisition is probably going to be better for me in the long run. I'm gonna have enough money. I will have $6, so I can go for the 4 victory points, the $1. So 4 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is settled. So now we are done with that. Yes, finally. Okay, so we're done with that. We've already tossed our extra hero out, unfortunately. And yeah, okay, so we're good. Whew, man, it's getting stressful. All right. So now that we're done with all that, we're gonna do our other stuff. So we're gonna do our events. Our $2 extra coming from our hero bonus token. Our event doesn't trigger anything. We're gonna move this. We're gonna lose 1 endowment. That was unfortunate, but okay, I'll live with it. And we're done. All right, moving on. Finally, moving on. We are gonna go ahead and activate our ability for Rune Up, and that means once per round, when you perform a gather books action, each book costs $1. So we're gonna gather the books that we need for Runsa said here. So we're gonna spend $3, and she's gonna give us 2 blue books and 1 green book. And I should have enough money after all this is done to do what I need to do. So now we're done. Now we're gonna go ahead and graduate Runsa said, and she's gonna be our hero. So we're gonna dump Ruhana. It's Ruhanan. Ruhana. Yeah, I think I said it right. Ruhana. We're gonna go ahead and place her at the bottom because she's already been activated, and I can't use her ability again. I could use it last round, but I'm just gonna go ahead and just keep cycling since we're moving along. And we graduated Runsa said. Runsa said we're gonna pay her books. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna keep Ruhana, and I'm gonna get rid of Maria Thomas, because Maria Thomas just gives me 1 book and $2, which is essentially $4. But Ruhana gives me essentially $6 worth of stuff for $3. So she gives me more value. I guess this is more. She gives me $4, and Ruhana gives me $3. But you know what? I'm gonna get rid of Maria. I'm done holding on for hope. All right, so we're putting her on a hat for Runsa said. Runsa said is a politician, so we're gonna do some politician things with our politician friends, looking all politician-like. We need these victory point markers, so we want the victory point markers for hero. Will give us 2 or 1 victory point per hero. I think we have 5 heroes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have 5 heroes, so we can get 5 points. For Patreons, we got a lot of Patreons. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one's actually worth it. All right, so we're gonna go for that one. And we're gonna claim this, and that's gonna give us that victory points condition. So we're finished with that. We're gonna gain our bonuses. We get nothing for this one here, for the hero one. We're gonna gain $2, which is a part of the plan. We're gonna gain another student up here, who happens to be a politician, which is good for later, but just not right now. And then we're gonna move our marker over. We're going to burn in events, and this one's gonna move the enemy marker up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And every time we get a teacher, we get $1. The top card of the student piles are available for registration once per round per player. Oh, okay. Well, off screen, we've always had the top of these off screen. These are public information. So these are visible. So knowing that, let's see, are there any options for me? Let's see, what did I want? We have the option for getting another politician. Okay. Let's see. We got a fighter over here. Oh, we got a cheap fighter. I don't have a school on the Red Island though. Okay. That's a pretty neat event. I don't think I'll be able to benefit from it immediately, but sure. All right, so we're all done with that. We have our 2 heroes. Now I'm going to activate Runa said. Once per round, add 2 new student cards to an empty row. We're going to add 2 new pink students. Mostly because I wanted to get rid of that pink pupil if I could. Oh man, you know what? It shouldn't have been pink. Oh my gosh, it should have been a different color. I feel so silly. I should have got a fighter first and then did that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I hosed myself, y'all. I hosed myself. Alright, so I've used her ability. That's fine. Alright, whatever. Okay. Alright, can I do another hero here? Let's see, I got $5. I can afford a hero who is double green book. Suppose I can do Kartini. She allows me to exchange a bonus token gained with any bonus token on another student row, which gives me access to our politician one, which we want, because we're gonna have 6 politicians if we do that. Okay, so yeah, we'll do that. So we're gonna register Kartini here, and she's gonna register as a politician. And then, oh, I can't afford that. I'm short $1. Ah, heck. All right, well, I don't have enough money for that. Never mind. R.I.P. in peace. All right, we're gonna do a regular schmegular politician, I guess. Doesn't feel great. So now that we've done that, we register the student. It's a pink student. We're gonna spend $4 for books. And, ooh, can I do a patron? No, there are no patrons out here. Oh, wait. There are patrons out here. Hold on, because I can look at the top of the decks. Hold on, let's put that student back. Put that student back where she came from, or so help me. Right, let's see. I need a patron. I see no patrons. I need a patron. No patrons? Ah, come on, guys. All right, well, 0 patrons. There are no patrons available, which is very sad. Sad. That's unfortunate. All right, like I said, we're just gonna do a regular politician, I guess. All right, so we'll register her. We don't have to. Actually, you know what? We don't have to. We're just gonna leave it. All right, we're gonna pass. We're gonna leave our resources as they are. We got a whole bunch of stuff. We only have 3 hats, so our round 3 should be pretty short. We've accomplished our goal. We need 1 more fighter, and then we've accomplished all of our goals. We're gonna pass though, and we're gonna go ahead and gain ourselves some resources. We're gonna gain ourselves 2 books, and we definitely need red books, so I'll gain 2 red books, because we need at least 1 fighter, and then we'll be accomplishing our goal, and we can check our in-game score to see if we won. I feel like we're kind of blowing this out of the water already, because keep in mind, I will have 30 extra points added to this score already, and then my extra points, my other points are going to come from the bonuses that I have. So I got to be a little bit careful to make sure I get the right bonuses in time before the end of the game. But I feel like my score is keeping really good pace, because if you add 30 to that, I'm already at, 43? So I'm at 73. So I'm like right above it already if the game were to end right now. So hopefully I can get a little more padding before the end of the game, but we'll see. We shall see. Okay, said the wise man. So we're done. We're going to end the round with what we have. Right, I've already passed. I gained 2 red books. I get no other bonuses for passing because I got rid of that hero. Now we are going to go through our milestone check. Do we have at least 1 patron in the 3rd cluster? Yes, we have at least all patrons in the 3rd cluster. So we claim that card. Easy game. Now we move on to our cleanup. So for our cleanup, we're going to get rid of the first in all column A's. We're also going to send back all of our non-permanent teachers. And we'll see, what else do we do? Make sure I get the rest of it so I don't miss anything. We lose points for our persons here, but we get to ignore 1 because of our event. Because of our bonus, we get to ignore 1 of those, so we don't lose any points for her. At the end of the game, we will lose a point if we have leftovers. Just for the end of the round, we won't lose any reputation is what I meant to say. So that's fine. Moving on, we get money equal to our endowment, so we get $4. 1, 2, 3, and then that's 4. And then we returned our hired teachers. We're gonna discard. We're gonna discard the lowest hero. Then shuffle that down. There's a patron. Hey, perfect. We can get that last patron spot. Once per round, cancel the effect of from darkness to light track. Ah, I like that. Actually, might actually use that ability in this game. Okay. Then we discarded the students. We're going to shuffle everybody down, and then we're going to fill in cards. So we need 1, 2 here. And then nobody shuffle down, but 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Okay, and then over here, shuffle on down, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that's all good. All of our students are refilled. Repopulate the world, because we need more students. We've been graduating like crazy here. Graduating like education means something, which it does. Remember, those who do not know their history are doomed to repeat it. Also remember, those who refuse to learn history are doomed to repeat it, which I guess is the same thing. And then finally, those who are trying to prevent the teaching of history are trying to repeat it. That's very relevant here in America, or as I like to call, Tin Pot Dictator Land. All right, okay, moving on. Sorry, I just dropped pieces everywhere. And I dropped something, but I don't know where it went. I heard it. I don't see it though. Oh, there it is. No, come back. I kicked it away. Okay. Yeah. One of the cool things about this game is that even though the theme, and I'll talk about this in my review for sure, even though the theme doesn't like just kind of just slap you in the face, which is as much as I wanted to, it is about decolonizing or fighting the Dutch colonization. And I think that as a person who's a citizen of a country that's basically an imperialist power, at least that's how I see it in my own worldview and also in the facts that exist in the world out there, I think it's pretty cool to have a game where people are fighting back against that. It's like, it's encouraging me to like make sure I keep educating myself, trying to educate those around me, and then trying to use the platforms that I do have to pass on messages like, hey, don't be a dick. Okay, all right, so that's all done. So now we're all finished, everything is all set. We are moving on to round 3. And we are starting. I only got three hats. So this is going to be a very short round 3. The shortest round 3 you've ever seen. All I need to do is get a fighter out here, really, and then I'll be done. So we are going to go ahead and try to get as many books as we can, though. So we're going to go ahead and tap our hero. She's going to give us, we're going to gather books. She's going to give us $1 discount on all books. So we're going to spend $3 total to get 3 books. Let's see. We want fighters. We don't really care how many books. We would rather have a 1-book fighter. There are no 1-book fighters. There is a fighter teacher here who's going to, who's a hero, who will also give us a discount on double book fighters. So she can give us a slight discount, but she's pretty expensive right now this late in the game. So I think I don't really want to deal with that particular situation. I would rather get 1 fighter and then 2 politicians. So 1 fighter, 2 politicians will give me the fighter that I need for the end game, and then it'll also give me some extra victory points because I can claim, I can get a fighter open here on the green side, and then I can claim, oh, I don't need this side. Where's the other point marker? Wait, where's the, hold on, did I mess something up? I thought there was a politician victory point marker. That's a politician money marker. Oh no, is the politician point marker not in the game? Whoops. Oh no, what a blunder. The politician marker for points is not in the game, y'all. Wow. Wow, that's the one I wanted. Wow. Wow. That's so cruel and unusual. Okay, all right, let me pivot here. I need the hero victory point marker then. It's over there. So I need that one. So I need that one. And I don't think I need any other ones. I guess I can get the fighter one up there. So that means that I would need to open a school in the purple land. And then, oh no, that's not this is the victory point one. I need to open a school in the red land. So I need to open a school here, and then get a fighter there, and I can get a fighter over there, or sorry, a politician here, politician there. So my fighter needs to be put into the red land, and there is a hero out here who allows me to ignore the ore for the markers. And the red land is a 3, a 4, and a 4, so it's definitely gonna have an ore on those probably. Just gotta figure out how many students do I wanna pull. Oh, this is in the wrong spot. She should be over here. There we go. Interesting. Okay. I see my dilemma. I don't like my dilemma. I see it, but I don't like it. So my dilemma is that I need politicians. So I'm gonna claim 2 of these. Yeah. Claiming 2 of those. Okay. Alright, that's done. So that was my purchasing book phase. Oh, wait. I need one more book. Yeah, I'll gain a green. Alright, there we go. Okay, now I'm done with my books. That was one action. I was trying to do some planning. So we know that I need a fighter. If I do a hero fighter, then the hero fighter, they're pretty expensive, but it will allow me to kind of get $2 more to get some more money. And then it'll give me the thing I need. It'll make sure I achieve my goal with the fighter plus the heroes, and I'll feel better about that. So we're gonna register this hero fighter, and she's gonna go there. She needs 2 red books. I have those. She needs 1 book of her choice. I will make it a green book. And we're going to go ahead and graduate her. So we're going to graduate her as a fighter. So it's going to cost resources here. So I pay the resources back to the library. I'm going to lose 1 endowment. I had to toss one of my heroes, so I'll toss the one that I've already activated. So she's now under the pile because she can only activate once per round anyway. And then we're going to go ahead and put her on a hat. And we get to ignore the ore spot on a bonus token. So as a result of that, that means that when we do go for battle up here, we can claim, we already established we need red, so we're going to put it there. And we're going to claim 1 book and 2 victory points. Not as much as I wanted, but I'll take it. 2 victory points is nice. 1, 2, and 1 book. We don't really need another book, do we? We only have 2 hats left, so having extra books left over doesn't do anything. Yeah, I think I can do this without the extra 1 book. I'll take it as a green book. And worst case scenario, I can buy what I need. Okay, so she's done. We need to put a school. We're gonna grab 2 students. And this is gonna be the last 2 students we're gonna have for the game. Ooh, if I do blue and red, it gives me a diversity, doesn't it? Do I care about that? Yeah, blue and red would give me a little bit more diversity. Okay, I am placing this up here instead. I'm claiming these 2. Okay, all right, so that's where my school is. Bringing up our sheet just to make sure I don't miss anything. Oh yeah, events, bonuses, nothing. So nothing for the event bonus. And as far as the bonus tokens, I will get $2 extra because I got a hero. And then, I need to put new students out. We open another school. Fighter and politician, perfect. And then we move the from darkness to light marker. We lose 1 reputation, that's fine. I'm down to 7. Oh no. All right, so I got my last two markers here. So my plan is to get the last 2 are politicians. So I have my goal. I have 1, 2, 3 fighters. I have at least 3 patrons. I have at least 3 teachers. I have at least 3 politicians. So I have 3 of everything. So I've accomplished my goal here for the unity and diversity. Now I will go ahead and focus on getting my politicians out as efficiently as possible, which I think if I can do 1 and 1, that'll be best. Unfortunately I don't have the right colors. So I need to do 1 and 1. So that's still the same thing. So we're gonna grab Banu, and Banu is going to come into our school. And then we're gonna go ahead and graduate her now as a politician. So we're gonna kind of spare the fanfare here. We're gonna put her on a hat. We're gonna gain the 1 reputation. We're gonna put her on a spot. We wanna claim this one here for the victory points. We will replace this one that gives us, during cleanup, you may have 1 pupil. It's gonna flip over and give us 1 victory point, because that's what normally happens when you kind of crash over an existing one. So we get the 1 victory point. We're gonna gain the 3 victory points from there. 1, 2, 3. And just to clarify, I'm pointing this out again because we haven't interacted with this since just now. The rulebook doesn't really specify if you, that you have to go in order, and the design language of the Patron location and the fighting markers are that you need to have a reputation of this level before you can take this specific spot. Oh, sorry, you can't see what I was pointing out. I'm sorry. You need to have a reputation of 3 or 5 before you can take those spots. So as a result of that, I made the call, because the rulebook didn't seem to clarify. The rulebook actually seemed to affirm what I was thinking. I made the call that if you wanted to go here, you just have to have 5 reputation, because it says any unoccupied spot. It didn't say in order. So therefore, I skipped to the one that I wanted, which is going to give me 3 points, which I just got. And I took the marker that I wanted, so I'm going to fill in student here. Now, the forums might say something else. If the forums say something else, just check to see if a designer says one way or the other. I'll ask the question in the forums after this video, and you can check the comments in the YouTube video because it'll hopefully be clarified there. But I'm affirming this again, just in case you skipped towards the end of the video. You didn't hear me earlier when I was saying this, but that's the reason why I'm skipping around with my politicians. It gives a lot more flexibility too, so I think it's pretty good. So I appreciate that. All right, so we're all done with that. Now we move our, we get no other bonuses. No other bonuses. Darkness to Light track, we get our last event of the game. And this one's going to be optimistic opening. We're going to move the enemy marker up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one's going to have a student move from Bhutan over to Mataram. And then we're going to have a student move from Pringen. Where's Pringen? There it is. Over to Kapus. All right. So that is our events, and it's called Optimistic Opening. Anytime we build a school on an island with another player, on the same island as another player's school, we get $1. So that's not going to trigger for us, but it's fine. We don't need it. All right, we got our last hat. We're going to get our last graduates. We have a green and a blue book, which is unfortunate, but we got a blue student, so we're gonna go ahead and pull this student here, and she's gonna come into the school. We do need to go buy a book, so we will purchase a book. We will purchase a book of blue. And then she needs 2 of the same books, so we put it there. We're gonna go ahead and graduate her, and we're gonna go through the last time doing this. We're gonna put her on the graduate pile. We're gonna put her on our very last hat. She's our last politician. The one that we need was the hero one, so I get my points for the heroes. And this is gonna go there. We're gonna replace the hero money one. And it's gonna give us 1 point for that. We're gonna get 3 points for this up here, so 4 points total. Done. And this DeWitt marker is gonna go off to the side. So now we get 2 points for every other politician we hire over there. We get another student in the school, doesn't really matter, but we do. So our student row is all full here on Sumatra, which makes sense. We got a lot of schools over there. And that is pretty much it. Our last triggers, nothing here, nothing there. We're gonna move this down, and we're out of hats. So therefore we're at the end of the game. Now we do our milestone check. We'll do our milestone check. We do have at least 3 of each: hero, teacher, hero, teacher, fighter, patron, and politician. So we're gonna claim those 15 points. And now we're gonna add up our score to see how we did. And I think we did pretty good. I think we made pretty good work of that. So let's see, Kartini. And I will face off against Damien the droid. Actually, no, I want to play against, not Damien the droid. Let's see. I got Alfred the automaton, Bob the bot, Clyde the cyborg, or Damien the droid. Let's do Clyde the cyborg. Yeah, let's have fun. Let's see how he did, or she did, or they did. I don't know. I don't judge. It's a robot. All right, so 77 points is what Clyde the Cyborg has. And for me, for my score, let's see what I get. So my points here for the co-op solo is going to, solo mode is going to be whatever the co-op score is. So it's actually very straightforward. It's literally just, I'm getting the points that are on the board. I'm getting the points for my milestone markers, which is 30. And then I'm getting whatever other bonus points I have on my board. So it's very lean on my sources of points. But just what I have on the board alone, plus 30, I've already won. But we're going to see about how much I won. So let me just double check. So the players score one, hold on. So for the players that have achieved the last milestone, it is time to determine the co-op score. The players score 1 victory point, or lose 1 victory point per ungraduated pupil they have on the school board. I have 0, so we're good. Each player gains points from their active bonus tokens at the end of the game. The bonus tokens are only gained to the person there. And then we also take the score from our track. Wait, where does it say that? 1 second. Did I miss it? I missed that. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, the next paragraph. Sorry if I just kept reading. When the players have calculated their victory points gained during the game through their actions, the milestones, and added the points gained based on the board, or sorry, based on the bonus tokens, it sums up to the final score. So we have victory points gained. We have through our actions, which is here. We have our milestones, which are these 30 points over here. And then we have our points that we're going to get from our bonus, our active bonus markers, which are going to be these 3. So we're going to score 1 point for every hero that we have. We're going to score 1 point for every fighter we have, and 1 point for every patron that we have. Again, the politician one wasn't in the game. I thought it was in the game. I was being silly. So my score is going to start off with 53 plus. So 53 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus, and for heroes, I have 3. I have 3 here. And then 4, 5, 6. Oh man, one more and I have 7. So I have 6 heroes. Man, I could have gotten another hero on the last one. I just thought about that. Huh, should have did that. That'll give me another 2 points. All right, 6 points. I'm slacking. All right. So with that alone, I have 73 points. But if we add the 30, I have 103 points to Clyde the Cyborg's 77 points. So yeah, that is going to be it. We have achieved what we needed to achieve. I think we had a really great start. The cards just carded in a way that worked out really well. And I was able to kind of get my points and finagle it into the appropriate angles, into the appropriate ways to give me the maximum number of points. 103 points versus 77. I feel like it's a pretty great score. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of this so I can preserve my victory here. Oh, no, go back. Cancel. Okay, there we go. So here's my board. Feeling pretty good about that. And then here's up here. Look at that. Now, if you do play this game competitively, you will score points in a very different way. So check the rulebook. Please consult the rulebook so you can figure out how to score your points from there. And there's a lot more sources of points. In a cooperative game or solo game, the points are very lean, as you can see here. If I didn't have my extra points coming out from my bonus tokens, I'd have lost the game. So that is the thing to keep in mind. But I was pretty close. I mean, I feel like I could have been a little bit more aggressive with my hero that allowed me to convert the bonus tokens into victory points, 3 victory points directly. And that would have definitely helped me out. I could have also gone for more fighters, but I didn't want as many schools around because that would have just set me up for failure. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it for this playthrough. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I'm gonna go ahead and, if you're watching here on stream, I'm gonna clean up and then do a setup for my review, and then do my review, and then I'll be done. But if you're watching here on YouTube, thank you all very much for watching. Check out the next video for the review. Hope you all enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see y'all whenever. Oh, sorry. Hello, Time Roller. Made it just in time. Hey, whoops indeed. Yes, I'm about to do a review, so stick around. All right. Bye, y'all.